Maverick Stadium on the Utah State campus here in Logan will be jam-packed today for the 113th meeting of number 12 Utah of the Big 12 and Utah State of the Mountain West. The two schools 82 miles apart, a rivalry that dates back to 1892, the first ever game played for each school. Utah has owned the Aggies in the most recent meetings, winning 14 of the last 15, but this is the first matchup in 9 years. Well, the call for it, CBS Sports Network, Dave Ryan alongside Utah State Hall of Famer Robert Turbin. This game means so much to the players on the field and the fan bases watching, right?
There's not a lot of stuff in college football that makes you smile more than this rivalry between Utah State and Utah. We're going to be welcomed by one of the best atmosphere in all of college football today.
Sold out today, Maverick Stadium. Can't wait for that. Who is going to start a quarterback for each team? That is the question. All week we weren't sure. Now we have a better picture, at least on the Utah State side.
Well, Bryson Barnes is going to get the start for Utah State. Actually, a transfer from Utah, so he's going to be hungry for this one. Spencer Petras will be on the depth chart, but he'll only come in emergency situations. We don't know what we're going to see from University of Utah, but depending on who starts will depend on how this offense is going to be able to be utilized in today's football game.
Utes, a game-time decision at QB. Isaac Wilson is 18 years old, his first career start today in a hostile environment. We can't wait. Coming up, Utah State on CBS Sports Network. The Utah State faithful began lining up last night outside Maverick Stadium because for the first time in 12 years, the Utes have made their way to Logan. The 12th ranked team in the country has quarterback questions swirling around and may turn to freshman Isaac Wilson to stay undefeated. But Utah State is firing up and ready to pull the big upset in front of the Aggie faithful. You're watching college football built by the Home Depot. This is Maverick Stadium on the Utah State campus in Logan. It is packed. It is rocking for what they call the Battle of the Brothers. Number 12, Utah, the Big 12, and Utah State of the Mountain West Conference meet for the 113th time. What an atmosphere. We can't wait to bring it to you here on CBS Sports Network. Dave Ryan alongside Robert Turbin, Utah State Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champ, and joined by Tina Cervasio, field level as well. Turbo, I mean, look at this place. It's going to be incredible today. You played in this rivalry against Utah. You know what it means for the fans, for the players, and the state of Utah.
Yeah, one of the best atmospheres in all of college football, and one of my favorite parts about playing for Utah State was being a part of this rivalry. Now, I was on the field before the game, got a chance to talk to players from both teams. They are excited about this matchup.
Big headline today, who will be the starting quarterback for each side? Let's start with Utah and Cam Rising. Will he be QB1 today? And the first half, second quarter, last week, he was nailed by Trevin Ma'ai, a Baylor defensive end, threw him into the water cooler, suffered an injury to his right throwing hand, middle finger, and the ring finger. Utah kept a very tight lid on who the starting QB was going to be. Will it be Isaac Wilson or Cam Rising today?
Well, it's interesting because we had an opportunity to talk with offensive coordinator Andy Ludwig for Utah State, and I asked him, I said, what's going to be the difference depending on who starts at quarterback? Well, Cam Rising has been a part of this system a long time, so the playbook is much more open as it pertains to Isaac Wilson. It'll be dumbed down a little bit. Expect a heavy run game if Isaac Wilson starts.
We know the Utah defense partner will be suffocating. Do Project Smarter, built by the Home Depot, shows us how good the UD is.
Well, this Utah defense has been good so far this season, not giving up a lot of yards, not giving up a lot of points, but we did talk to defensive coordinator Morgan Stalley about what he wants to see improve. He wants more takeaways. Their goal for this game today is 3. We'll see what happens.
That's the Utah situation offensively and defensively. How about Utah State and who starts at quarterback? Let's get more from Tina Cervasio.
Well, Dave, Utah State quarterback Spencer Petras is still dealing with an ankle injury he sustained in the Aggies season opener. So Bryson Barnes will be starting under center today against his former team. Hard to believe a year ago at this time, Barnes was still at Utah, choosing to transfer to Utah State this offseason because he was unhappy with the amount of snaps and lack of opportunity while Cameron Rising was out last year. Today, Barnes wants to prove people wrong in Utah. He's excited about this one, and Barnes knows that Utah defense well. So He's been sharing some key information to get his offense ready, but there is one concern. Interim head coach Nate Dreiling saying that he just doesn't want Barnes to get too hyped up. I saw Barnes moment ago, and guys, he is all smiles as he's about to start this game. Back to you.
Imagine the emotion. Utah State's interim coach is Nate Dreiling, youngest coach in the nation at 33 years old. Of course, legend in Salt Lake City's Kyle Whittingham has been a mainstay for the Utes program in his 20th year leading the Utah program, the all-time wins leader in Utes history. Beautiful day for college football. Couldn't ask for a better setting. This stadium sold out. The Herd student section has been making noise for the last hour, getting us ready.
Oh yeah, they're going to be heckling. Now you see the Utah, they're on the side of where the Herd is, their sideline. That Herd is going to be heckling those guys all game long.
Utah's won the toss, electing to defer. Cole Becker will start the game. Herschel Turner, Tyrese White are deep to receive the kick here to start meeting 113 between these Beehive State rivals. Underway. Now touchback. Starting lineups today. Bryson Barnes, Utah transfer, will be the starting QB, as Tina told us about, for Utah State. Played for the Utes for 4 years, started most of last season. Transferred to the Aggie program, goes head-to-head with his former teammates. 24 games as a Ute, 11 games, 9 starts last year, including a 3-touchdown pass win at USC.
Well, I got a chance to speak to Bryson, and he feels like he's got a lot to prove. I mean, there's no love lost, him transferring from Utah, coming to Utah State, but this is a big opportunity for him.
Faison feature back, Royals on a first down catch from Barnes. And it's a positive play, about a 4-yard gain for Utah State. We check the offensive lineup here, Turbo, for your Aggies.
Yeah, there goes the offensive line right there. Alo, the center, big part of this offense. Jalen Royals, number 1, be on the lookout for him. They're going to move him around, try to get him the ball early.
Barnes on second down, throwing toward the sideline, spinning, but able to bring in it is Otto Tia. On a deep ball, sets up 3rd and 6 coming up. Defensive lineup here for the Utes.
Yeah, one of the main players for this defense is Connor O'Toole, number 81. Wants to be able to provide pressure off the edge, and if he can be disruptive in the backfield, it's going to be a good day for Utah.
Passing situation here for the Aggies, 1-1. Beat Robert Morris on this field, lost USC badly last week. 3rd down, pressure coming, pass it Lamar. Tia's got it. Just to the 35, and just enough for an Aggie first down. Otto Tia has the grab, gain of 5, change move for Utah State.
And you can see the experience kicking in for Bryson Barnes early in this football game. Pressure in his face, gets the ball out quick for a first down.
White fake Barnes, little heat, pass near side. Jalen Royals can't bring that in.
You know, one of the keys to this game for Utah State, they want to run a fast tempo offense, right? And when you run a fast tempo offense, first down is really critical for you, even if it's a short gain. But if you get a short gain, you're able to get back to the line of scrimmage and get some fluidity within your offense. Negative plays are going to be very detrimental for this Utah State offense in today's ball game.
Utes defense partner been fantastic, allowing only 6 points a game. Through 2. 12th ranked team in the country. Faison breaks a tackle, keeps on trucking, Russell with Faison. Eventually has going out of bounds after a good pickup. Fillinger had first contact. And a big gainer here for the Aggies. Also the play from Lander Barton.
Yeah, Faison he just kept his feet moving right there, able to break that tackle and force a 3rd and short situation here.
Gain of 8. Barnes on the near side, almost the pick. And it's incomplete. Looking for Josh Sturzer, the 2nd string tight end on the sideline route. A dangerous play. Nate Dreiling, the 33-year-old interim coach here in Logan, elects to punt early. Now, part of that surprises me just a bit. I mean, it's 4th and 3. You don't want to give Utah a great opportunity to short field, but you also want to create some momentum, Robert, early in this game.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Utah State run the football in that 3rd down situation after having success on 2nd down, but you don't want to give Utah good field position, good choice to punt.
Micah Pittman receives the punt and gets stood up and dropped. Slammed backwards on the return for the Utes. So the big question mark, who will be QB1 for Utah? And it's going to be the true freshman, 18-year-old Isaac Wilson. Zach's younger brother gets his first career start, set the Utah State High School total offense record. Mr. Football last year in this state of Utah. Isaac seasons with injuries, including all of last year, to the backup role. The thought out of Salt Lake City this week, save him for next week. Big 12 opener on the road in Stillwater against Oklahoma State. Mekhi Bernard featured back, and Wilson hands to the speedy running back. He's dropped. We'll go backwards, maybe half a yard. Sets up second and long. Let's check out the Aggie defense here. Utah offense, Turtle.
Yeah, this Utah offensive line, very experienced. Look for them to have a strong game today as Utah wants to be physical, running the football. And here's the key. These backs, Michael Bernard, he's going to get a lot of carries in this ball game today.
Keep an eye on Blant Keith, the star tight end to the left. At Wilson here. Stanley featured back, Dijon Stanley, who scored twice this year on wheel routes, but he's slammed backwards this time. Great pursuit play, Spires off the edge, a loss of one for Utah State. Hammers him down to the turf as we check the starters for the Aggies.
Keep your eye on number 10, Gabriel Iniguez Jr., transfer from New Mexico State. Listen, he's the leader of this defense. He is the heartbeat of this defense, and he's going to have a huge game in order to stop this run game and help this defense have some success today.
Wilson 4 for 9, partner, 30 yards. No turnovers, but no touchdowns when he came in the game late in the second quarter last week at Rice Eccles against Baylor. Got a throw here. Third and long. Here comes some pressure. Little shovel last second to Bernard, who's got it. Ike Larson trying to make the play, and eventually is slammed down. First contact for the captain, Larson, loss of 2. And Utah State holds and forces a punt.
And there's that man, Gabriel Iniguez Jr., getting some pressure early. You're going to see it right here. Boom. Comes in the middle of the defense, forces Isaac Wilson to shift out to his left there outside of the pocket. Tries to shovel it, and a nice job by this Utah State defense rallying to the football and forcing a fourth down.
Freeman to return the punt from Jack Bomeister here. He gets off a beauty. Freeman backpedals, grabs another 32, makes a move, a cut. Freeman still loose. Nice shake. Student section loves it. Past the 45 in good field position for Utah State's second drive of the game. When we return to Logan, this place is hopping. What an atmosphere. Utah State, back on the field for the first time since 2015. What a scene. Maverick Stadium sold out today. Picture perfect afternoon for college football. It's early to check in with the keys to the game brought to us by Acura.
Yeah, for Utah, it's very simple. Offensively, they got to dominate the run game, get some things going on the ground. Defensively, they got to force 3 turnovers. They got to get 3 takeaways. For Utah State, man, they got to win situational moments. Third down, fourth down, man, they got to have high percentages in those situations, and they got to find ways to steal extra possessions. Fake punts, block field goals, block punts. Things of that nature to get some extra possessions that'll help them win this football game today.
Second Aggie possession. Keep an eye bottom of the screen on Jalen Royals. Right on cue with a flag down. Tackled by Vaughn. Kyle Cefalo, offensive coordinator at Utah State, told us yesterday they want to get 10 targets, 6 touches at least for Royals. He is the home run hitter offensively.
Illegal shift, offense. 2 players in motion before the snap. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Don Barrett from California is our referee here today, a Big 12 crew.
Yeah, Utah State's got to be careful about, putting themselves in these type of situations where they're going backwards against a high-profile, high-powered defense like Utah.
Have to be efficient, partner, no question. After the penalty, face-on carries, burrows through tacklers, and powers his way across midfield in a plus territory.
Yeah, you see what Razul did right there. He starts to his left, he's patient, and then boom, he gets downhill. If Utah State wants to have success, they got to get downhill in the run game.
Aggies are moving fast, looking for White. Sideline route. Tyrese White can't bring it in.
Boy, they get to the line of scrimmage.
Covers the nickelback.
They get to the line of scrimmage quick, don't they, Utah State?
Which we didn't see last week at the Coliseum against USC. They wanted to stretch the game out and try to go slowly. Not the case here today. Nate Dryling told us yesterday, Aggie head coach, we are going to go fast, keep the foot on the gas pedal all afternoon long.
Absolutely. Now, I think it's important now for them to establish a strong run game. You see Rasul out wide at the top of your screen.
Lefty backfield on third down. Barnes, quick release. Tia's got the catch, but he's shy. By about half a yard.
Yeah,
this is a big time of the game for Nate Dryling. I'm thinking you got to go for it, partner.
I think you got to go for it too, Dave. I think he hit it right on the head right here. They got to go for this football. Look for a quarterback sneak right here.
Barnes against his former team, but first a whistle. Aggie staff on the field here. Could have a timeout. Let's find out.
It's been an exciting few minutes here, Dave.
There was no play on the game. There was no play on the game. The officials reset.
Okay. Try it again. Biggest play of this rivalry. Kyle Whittingham told us this week what it means to the state of Utah. It's important. BYU is the biggest rival. Utah State, second biggest. Faison, second effort. Teo Johnson got there, but not in time. First down for Utah State. Gets to the 40.
Nice job by Faison. Good jump cut to his left. And then again, getting downhill. If they want to have success in the run game, that's how to do it right there.
In a 3. Aggies go fast. Rasul Faison, the stretch play. Another nice pickup. Maurice Rabbit Evans, the junior from Jacksonville, Florida, has the stop, gain of 6.
That time Faison around the corner. Cole Moats, the starting left tackle, number 56, with a good block, able to get some positive yards.
Coach just told us this week he's been steady. Preseason camp, first 2 games at that left tackle spot. Barnes keeps, almost had a house call. Connor O'Toole, I think, got just enough of him to trip him up on the way to the end zone. There was a gaping hole.
Well, be on the lookout for this by Utah State offensively. What Bryson Barnes is able to bring to the table is his running ability. Talked to Coach Cefalo about that last night. Expect him to have some QB runs.
Third down. Play fake to Faison. Barnes for White. Hitches! He's got it! No, it's picked. It's picked! Picked off for Smith Snowden, who makes an unbelievable play. At the goal line. What a play for Snowden to take it away where it looked like White had it. And it comes to Snowden instead. Remarkable for the Ute defensive back.
Smith Snowden with the play of the day early in this ball game. Getting his hands on the football, keeping his focus, and I don't think that ball hits the ground at all, Dave. That is a spectacular play by Smith Snowden. Utah with the ball back after the break.
Welcome back to Logan, Utah, where it is scoreless between Utah and Utah State. Now, as Utah quarterback Isaac Wilson takes the field for his second drive of this game, the true freshman was really trying to learn the playbook this week, and his brother, older brother Zach, the backup QB for the Denver Broncos, sent an encouraging text saying, don't worry about it. I know you're going to be hard on yourself, but you got to take it easy. Take easy completions. Take it slow. The game's going to come fast. Just slow it down.
Gates hit it. Buddy Parks has got the catch on the sideline route. A completion for the 18-year-old freshman who set all sorts of state records in the Beehive State a year ago. Brother of the Broncos backup quarterback Zach Wilson, former first-round pick of the New York Jets. Corner Canyon High School won a state championship at Rice-Eccles last year. And set some incredible offensive marks there. BYU, Arizona, Arizona State, Oregon, Miami all wanted him. Elite arm talent, his coaches tell us. But this is a big stage, hostile environment. Here comes the pressure from John Ross May. The deep ball is bobbled and incomplete. Dickerson had a great chance for interception there for the Aggies to match the pick on the other side for Utah and Smith Snowden.
One of the things Utah State wanted to do from a game plan standpoint, after talking to head coach Nate Dreiling about this Utah State defense, was bring pressure. If Isaac Wilson was going to start, they wanted to have a heavier blitz package, and you're seeing that early in this ball game so far.
Total yards, all Aggies so far. Third down for Wilson. Time in the pocket, looks for Keithy, who adjusts, goes down, flags from all directions. This will be an interference call against Simeon Harris, the junior from Vallejo, California, an automatic Ute first down.
You're going to see right here, looks like their feet get tangled up.
Pass interference, defense, number 12, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Transfer from Colorado, partner of the guilty party.
Yeah, that's Simeon Harris, and looked like their feet got a little tangled up. He ends up pulling him down, and which caused the penalty right there. Nonetheless, new set of downs for Utah.
First down of the afternoon here for the visitors from Salt Lake City. Mekhi Bernard, they'll feed him a lot here today. Jordan Vincent, transfer from Eastern Illinois and New Mexico State. One of 4 defensive stars who came from the Aggie program in Las Cruces when Nate Dreiling took the DC job here. Blake Anderson was let go in July. Nate Dreiling was with his family in Dublin, Ireland on a trip and found out at the pub he was the new head coach. The next day he flew back to Logan to take over.
Yeah, he talked about how he felt bad about it, you know, because that was him and his wife. That was their time to get away. And the opportunity knocked, and they both agreed to answer, and now he's the head coach of Utah State.
On second down, Wilson navigates, runs into trouble, and it's sent backwards. Spires was there. Peterson was there to get him 1 for Isaac Wilson.
Utah's going to they're going to pull 2 people to the right, try to open up a lane there for Isaac Wilson. Utah State, that time showing good discipline, staying in their gaps, being stout, and being able to stop Isaac Wilson for no gain on that play.
Wilson played second half at home last week against Baylor when Rising got hurt. Second half against Southern Utah in the opener. But those games were at home. Good pickup into plus territory, and the chains will move here. Mike Mitchell gets the carry, gain of 4 for Utah. A big first down for the freshman QB. I imagine, Turbo, that helps him gain some confidence, right?
Mike Mitchell is another running back on this offense that they like. Looks like we have an injury down there on the field, Dave. John Ross May.
Division II transfer from Lenore Ryan in Hickory, North Carolina. One of the top D2 linebackers in the country a year ago.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by The Home Depot. How doers get more done. By Ram Trucks, built to serve. And by Geico. Whatever you need, get more with Geico.
Who's that guy?
That's you, Dave.
Robert Turbin, the Utah State legend, with a 96-yard touchdown run, an all-time record for a touchdown run in Aggie history. John Ross May is okay, walking off under his own power. Good news for the Aggies. That was quite a memory for you, Turbo. What a run.
It was. There's Cam Rising on the sideline as well.
First down off the injury timeout for Mitchell. Breaks a tackle and lunges forward. Gain of 4. So last week, as we talked about, top of the broadcast partner, end of the first half, the hit, Rising injured. Things were going just fine. They were cooking offensively. After that, when Wilson came in, things flatlined a bit, didn't they?
It really did, and so did the energy in the stadium in that football game against Baylor, Dave. And we talked to Coach Whittingham about Isaac Wilson, though, and said, look, this kid is unflappable. He's tough. He's resilient. Expects him to have a good game today.
Got grit, bloodlines, older brother. Mitchell again. Hit. Well shy of what he needs, the 38. It's a gain of 1. On the run there for Mitchell. Did have a touchdown against Southern Utah in the season opener for the Utes. He's a freshman out of Orange Park, Florida.
It's a nice stop there by Utah State defense, and I think this is forcing a throwing situation for Utah. I expect Utah State to dial up a blitz package in this situation. They've had some success being disruptive in the backfield so far.
Could be 4-down territory. We'll see. On third down, wheel route. Dijon Stanley, who's got 2 touchdowns this year on that exact pass pattern, can't bring it in, sets up 4th down. And let's see what Kyle Whittingham has in mind. The punt unit is coming on the field. What do you think, Turbo?
And that was a miss there by Utah State. I mean, Dijon Stanley was wide open, one of the better receiving running backs in the backfield. I think if you're Utah, you put in this situation, play the field position game, and that's what they're going to do here in this spot.
Bo Meester a punt. Preseason all Big 12 pick. 27 Utes with a degree entering the season. Freeman lets that go to bounds. Let's see where the spot is. Still we're moving up to about the 13. 30-yard punt from Bo Meester. And the Aggies get the ball back here in sunny Logan, Utah.
Brent Stover in New York. Dylan Gabriel starts 10 of 10 for a buck 14. Fires a touchdown pass to Trayshawn Holden. And number 9, Oregon leads Oregon State 22-7 late first half. Guys?
Hey, Brent, thanks so much. Big in-state rival game there. Same here in Logan, Utah. The Utes moving from the Pac-12 to the Big 12 this year. Arizona, Arizona State, Cal, and Colorado. Oregon, of course, now the Big 10. Stanford cross country. Going to take on Syracuse, my Orange, for the first time in school history coming up next week. ACC game. It's interesting. Some of these early season games, like Utah's game with Baylor last week, was scheduled before realignment, so it didn't count as a conference game.
Yeah, it's interesting, too, because in talking to Kyle Whittingham about moving conferences, he says, look, it's bittersweet to believe the Pac-12, but happy to be placed somewhere in the conference this year.
Faison navigates, runs over a couple tacklers, keeps on moving. Smith-Snowden eventually does have to stop. Gain of 5 for Rasul Faison.
Yeah, and just notice how Rasul Faison is just kind of hopping and skipping and finding his way through these creases, being patient, and that's how he's been able to have some success so far in this game.
Seems like a rusher, couple 100-yard games to his credit. Barnes is throwing. White out of gets absolutely hammered, almost intercepted and incomplete. Kyrese White got smoked. What a hit. It's gonna go as an incomplete pass.
Really a huge collision that time between Kyrese White and, we'll take a look at it here. That's Teo Johnson, and
wow,
he does hit him with his shoulder. It's one of those rare bang-bang plays.
Near pick from Jonathan Hall. Kyrese White, a former Utah player, a walk-on here in Logan and in Salt Lake City. Thankfully, it was up.
And obviously, the crowd doesn't like it, but look, man, he's walking off the field and jogging off the field now, and
oh, fans love that.
That's a good sign right there.
Says it's just
for Kyrese White.
Kyrese's dad, Emmett, big star running back, like my partner here today.
We'll take a look at
Utah State. Teo Johnson, clean hit, partner. Shoulder to the shoulder area. That's a good strike zone. Jonathan Hall, near pick there for Utah on the tip drill. Wild play, sets up 3rd and 5. We hope White's all right.
Critical 3rd down situation here, deep in their own territory. They got to find Jalen Royals on this.
Moving up front, whistles and flags. False start, going to back up the Aggies 5.
Prior to the snap, illegal snap, offense, number 55, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Valapule Alo, team captain. In the center, moving early. Senior from Salt Lake City. Nate Drying told us yesterday all the Salt Lake City area kids who did not get recruited by Utah got an earful this week. Hey, Utes didn't want you. They're trying to motivate their players, right? Get them ready emotionally for this big matchup against Big Brother. Down the road 82 miles.
They don't need much motivation for this game, I'll tell you that.
Barnes in trouble, down he goes. Nowhere to run. Logan Fano there immediately. And snuffs out the play for Utah. Punt time for the Aggies, loss of 2.
That time just trying to set up a run play. Not a lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 12. And so they'll try to flip the field here on a punt.
Stephen Cotson-Lee, grad student from Melbourne, Australia. I'm from Melbourne, Florida. He's from the original Melbourne. The pro kick program. Glover back to receive. Glover makes a nice move, avoids losing the ball on him. Really solid hit there at midfield. Plus territory here for the Utes. 12-yard return, the 49-yard punt from Cotson-Lee.
Utah State's defense in this football game has really shown up. Utah wanted to come in, dominate on the ground in their run game, but Utah State has been able to answer the call. And the other thing, they've been able to put pressure consistently on the quarterback, Isaac Wilson, really disrupting the backfield for him.
Struggled last week against the new Big Ten team in USC at the Coliseum in LA. A 48-0 loss. Second half on against Robert Morris was fantastic. They blew out the Colonials of the FCS. No points last week. Bernard feature back. Wilson, lots of time. Unloads. Singer grabs it. Dwayne Singer, perfectly thrown ball. Best pass of the day from Wilson. Shoved out of bounds eventually by Dickerson. It's a big pickup for Singer and company.
Watch this throw. I mean, this is a heck of a throw by Wilson. Right in between two defenders right there, Avante Dickerson and Malik McConaughey. And what an accurate football right there. Best throw of the day so far.
Gain of 25. Wilson was only 4 of 9 for 30 yards in the entire second half last week against Baylor. They ran the football almost the entire time, 90%. After he replaced Isaac, who got hurt. Mitchell feature back here on first down. Here's Mitchell. Runs over a couple tacklers, trucks forward for a good U pickup. Gets to the 18-yard line, gain of 5.
Yeah, they love the way Mike Mitchell runs. He's the other back that you're going to see in this game, paired with Micah Bernard, who's number 2. They love his physicality. He provides the power in the backfield. That's how Andy Ludwig, offensive coordinator for Utah, described Mike Mitchell. Good pass blocker. It's a nice downhill run on first down right there.
Good to see Mitchell playing for Utah. He's carried off last week by teammates. And Rice Eccles returned to the Baylor game, playing well here. Second down. Wilson. Some pressure from Washington over the middle. Keithy. Avante Dickerson almost had the pick himself for the goal line for Utah State. The Utes partner wants to target Brant Keithy a lot here today.
Well, what happens here on this play, Dave, is Utah State brings pressure again from the right side of the offense of Utah. And what that does is it forces Isaac Wilson to shuffle to his left. And when he delivers the ball, that ball is just behind his receiver on that pass, allowing Avante then to get a hand in there and knock it down.
Probably Rising hits Keithy for a touchdown, right? 2 7th-year guys. Great stars for Utah, but Rising not playing today. Timeout. Utah State. Back in 30 seconds.
Timeout.
To Logan, Utah.
State.
Big play coming up, third down for the Utes. The Herd student section, we saw the tents, the camp out here yesterday, trying to get the best seats possible at Maverick Stadium. Utah here, partner 1 for 3 so far. Third down tries. Cam Rising, all he can do is watch. Got the baseball cap on again. Unfortunately for Ute fans, Robert, that's a familiar sight.
It really is, and it's been unfortunate. I've had injuries throughout my career. They're very frustrating, but one thing about Cam Rising is he's a fighter, and he'll find his way back on the football field again. Now, I think Utah can run this football here and play 4-down territory in this situation.
Stanley in motion. Bernard the carry, cut down. Big play for Utah State. John Miller was there, middle linebacker, Oregon State transfer, who played 4 years and 35 games for the Beavers, who were then in the Pac-12. Cole Becker, Colorado transfer, missed 2 field goals last week, pushed a couple wide against Baylor. Kyle Whittingham said this could be a battle in practice all week to see who the #1 kicker is. This from 38. And he's got it. And we've got our first points. The battle of the brothers.
Yeah. Well, you see Utah decide to kick the field goal right there. And I think in that situation, because of the loss of yardage on 3rd down, they ultimately decide to kick it. It's a good decision. You got points on the board for your team.
All right, partner, tomorrow 6 Eastern, a rematch of the 2022 WNBA Finals as the Las Vegas Aces host the Connecticut Sun. That's the push for the playoffs. It's the home stretch right here on CBS Sports Network. Great hoops coming your way. So it's meeting number 113 between these two rivals. 82 miles, to be precise, separates the two campuses. Salt Lake City and the drive up. It is a gorgeous drive. The Sardine Canyon. Amazing mountains here. The Bear River Range, part of the Wasatch Mountain Range, the very base of the Rockies. What a setting here in Logan. Becker to kick off after the field goal. Freeman, featured return man. From the 3. Robert Freeman looks for space, finds none. Wides past the 20 to the 22 where he's stopped there. Defense here for Utah. Turbo's been a big story.
Well, Utah's defense coming into this game having a lot of success so far, but they haven't done that, which is take the football away. That was their goal in this football game. They've already got one so far, and then getting into the backfield, forcing the loss there for Utah State, forcing them to punt, and because of that, they were able to get good field position and score.
First pick of the year, Smith Soden from Lehigh, Utah. What a play that was. Former Mr. Football in the state of Utah. Took that away from White, didn't he? On 1st down, here's Royals. Sideline route, he's got it. Studio update, back to Brent Stover.
Dave, Notre Dame bouncing back in a huge way over on CBS. Jadarian Price with a 70-yard touchdown run. This follows up a pick 6 for the Irish defense. They now lead Purdue in West Lafayette 42-0 at the break.
Wow, Brent, that is a one-sided game. Big carry. Fano has the stop on Faison, who trucks ahead for 13. Chain mover for the Aggies.
They've got to continue to give Rasul Faison the football on this drive. This is critical for Utah State to be able to answer and get some points on the board.
Eventful first quarter here from Logan. Shotgun look for Barnes, the former Ute. 4 years on the Utah roster. Deep ball, Tia's got it! Otto Tia to the 20. What a play for Utah State, picks up 39.
Utah State has been trying to get the ball down the field time and time again in this ball game. Finally able to connect with their big target, 6'4", 220, Otto Tia with a great catch on the sideline.
Aggies can't go fast because Colorado Toole, the start offensive end for Utah, is shaken up at the 47. And the herd is being heard here in Logan.
I think what's important here, as Utah takes a look at Connor O'Toole, who has been an exceptional defensive player in this league, as we take a look at the replay of the catch there by Otto Tia, Utah State's got to keep their composure in this situation. It's a big play, but Utah is no stranger to playing through adversity and bouncing back from big plays.
Take a look here, partner. Otto Tia tiptoes the sideline.
There's a catch. Yeah, there's a catch.
Oh, yeah, he's good. He's good.
Well, the left foot is in too, Dave. Once he catches that football, so that's 2 feet in there to me.
He had 2. I'm with you.
That's a catch.
Big pickup. Red zone opportunity. Rasul Faison on the fake. Lane's got a Brooklyn! Touchdown, Utah State! Oh, baby. This place is hopping. The grad student from Chandler, Arizona, Brock Lane. 6th catch of the year. It's a big one. PAT, Elliot Nimrod. Tacks it on.
And what's happening here is Utah State is having success on the run game. Now they're able to use their play action. Let's take a look. So they snap the football here. They're going to fake it to Rasul Faison, and that defender right there gets frozen, allowing Brock Lane then to get behind the defense wide open. When you're able to have success in the run game, when you fake the run, it forces defenders to come downhill. That's exactly what happened on this play. And Brock Lane able to then get behind Alakai Gilman, number 11, for the score.
Wow. Maverick Stadium is jumping. Effective scoring drive for Barnes against his former team. And the 18-year-old Wilson will be back on the field in a moment. For Lane, 3rd career touchdown catch. And Kyle Cefalo, Turbo, told us yesterday, the offensive corner, we want to target Brock Lane 5 to 6 times and take advantage. He's our best tight end.
Well, he's their most talented tight end, absolutely. They want him to get him the football early and fast, and that's one of the reasons why. Right there, he's a big play threat.
Nimrod kicks to Money Parks. Watches that one sail over his head for a touchback. Utah behind for the first time this year. Last time they knocked off a ranked opponent, Mountain West Championship game 2021 over the 19th ranked Aztecs that year. Ranked, non-ranked conference opponent. How about that, non-conference? 2014 at BYU, which is their best ever win, highest ranked team in school history. If they can win today, Turbo, over number 12 Utah, it would be a first in Aggie history.
Well, don't expect Utah to be rattled at all by that drive for Utah State. They've been in this situation many times.
Wilson over the middle, looks for Parks, incomplete. Mike Larson in the vicinity. Monty Parks is a home run hitter, wide receiver for the Utes, trying to get him on track today.
Again, Utah State bringing pressure. That time, Isaac Wilson just overthrows his receiver on that play. Now, the key for Isaac on this drive, we got a chance to talk to Coach Kyle Whittingham about Isaac Wilson, his strengths, and areas he'd like to see improvement. He said sometimes Isaac Wilson can get a little narrow in focus in his progression, quick with his reads. He's got to be patient in the pocket.
Second attempt. Makai Bernard featured back. Wilson looks his way, then passes to Keithy. John Ross May helps make the play. Along with DJ Graham, the transfer from Oklahoma. What a big forced fumble last week against USC. Gain of 7. The clock moves here. Only 30 seconds and counting remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, Grant Keithy is the guy to look for in this offense. He's a veteran. And we talked to offensive coordinator Andy Ludwig about him. Wants to get him at least 8 targets a game. Look for Isaac Wilson to be looking for him heavily the rest of this matchup.
35 straight games of the catch. Impressive. Wilson. It's Stanley bubbling it, and it's incomplete. Couldn't quite maintain possession. Well, on the sideline with 2 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Dejon Stanley, typically sure-handed, Dave. This is his 2nd drop now of the football game. The first one was on that wheel route, and that one right there in the flat, both would have been first downs. That time looked like he wanted to get up the field and run before having possession of the football.
6 punts for Bouwmeester last week against Baylor, more than a 50-yard average. Freeman on the move has got it. Robert Freeman. Full head of steam. Nice return to end the first quarter. Charges ahead of the 49. He's end of the first quarter. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, built by the Home Depot. Meeting 113. Battle of the Brothers, Utah and Utah State.
Today.
Utah State led by interim head coach Nate Dreiling, who moments ago caught up with Tina.
All right, Coach Streisling, what has impressed you most about your team to have this lead here after the first quarter?
I think the biggest thing is the energy in the stadium, right? Starting with the herd all the way to this side. The team feeds off that. We made a few plays and the place is live. That's contagious. Hopefully we can keep that up.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thanks, appreciate it.
You just know, Tina, Coach Streisling wants to be as physical and as fast as possible. Numbers here, Turbo, after the first quarter. What do you see there?
Well, it's the yards. I mean, Utah State has been progressive on the ground. They've been able to execute throughout the air, and they're being consistent. They're winning on first down, and that's helped them get some momentum on their offense.
Much better start than the game at the Coliseum last week for his Aggies against USC. Lost that one 48-0. He thought, looking at the tape, Utah might be better than USC. We start the second. Barnes, the former Utah Ute, passing off for Tia, and it's incomplete. Smith-Snunn was there anyway to snuff out that play for the Utes.
You're going to see the fake run here and nowhere for Barnes to run. That's a forward pass, so incomplete, not a fumble there. And forces second down. I'd get the ball back on the ground in the run game here, Dave. Try to get some flow. Nice job by Bryson recognizing the pressure to his left side.
Here's second down. Barnes flushed. Sprints right. Barnes had a long touchdown run in the stadium against Robert Morris to open the season. Samote Papa, the junior from South Jordan, Utah, chased about a bounds, gain of 4.
Yeah, just look at the composure by Bryson Barnes, right? Doesn't panic. He knows there's blitz coming to his left side. He adjusts the offensive line. He steps up in the pocket, sees some space, and gets some positive yards.
3rd and 6, big play for the Aggies here. Barnes, the deep ball for Royals, who's got the catch. The one-handed grab for Jalen Royals. Spectacular play for Utah State.
And if you wonder why he's the #1 playmaker on this football team, there is a huge example of it right there. One-on-one with their best corner, number 5, Zamaya Vaughn, a spectacular catch.
Aggies go fast, gain of 31. Barnes, touchdown, Jack Castera.
And if there was any question marks on if Utah State was going to be ready for this matchup today, I think they've answered it so far early in this ball game. And the key is that they're winning their one-on-one matchups at the wide receiver position.
First catch of the year for Hystera, the transfer from Charlotte. Nimrod for the PA team. Knuckles it through. And how about Utah State up 11 here on number 12 Utah, Turbo.
Getting some momentum early in this game, throwing the first punch. Utah State up early, 14-3.
Tomorrow, the NFL's on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Leading red and white, Zach Moss, Utah alum superstar for the Utes in Salt Lake City. 3rd round pick by the Bills. 5th season in the NFL. 19 total touchdowns for Moss in action tomorrow.
That's my guy, Zach Moss. Wishing him well out there in Cincinnati. It's been a doozy so far, Dave, this ball game.
What a scene. Nimrod hits Parks to receive. Grabs it at the 9. Monty Parks looks for room and is dropped. Good. Outside. This week found itself at the center of the latest cycle of conference realignment as Boise State, Fresno State, Colorado State, and San Diego State announced they will exit the Mountain West to join the Pac-12 starting in 2026. The move leaves Utah State among the 8 remaining Mountain West programs, the NCAA minimum for an FBS conference. In response to the exits, Mountain West Commissioner Gloria Navarro said in part, "Our board of directors is meeting to determine our next steps. The Mountain West has had a proud 25-year history and will continue to thrive in the years ahead." On first down, Wilson. Singer's got the catch, wrapped up at about the 30. And second down coming up. Big changes in college football, and as Kyle Whittingham, the Utah coach, told us this week, realignment's not done. A lot more still to come, he thinks.
Yeah, he definitely does. And, I mentioned earlier about how it was bittersweet. He felt for Utah to leave the Pac-12 and go to the Big 12, but at the same time, grateful that his team was able to be able to make that jump. Very different from when they went from Mountain West to Pac-12. Needed much more. They felt much more ready heading into the Big 12 this season.
2nd and 4. Here's Mitchell. First down and then some. All right, Mitchell with some great speed. Bounces it out to the outside. And a big pickup. First down for the Utes.
Watch this offensive line. You're going to see number 52, Michael Mokofisi, pull to the left side, get around there and get a linebacker. Nice down blocks by the tight end. Brant Keefe was a part of that as well. And a nice read then by Mike Mitchell. This is what Utah needs to do to get back into this football game. This was their game plan coming in, dominating on the ground. They can't get away from that.
First down for Wilson. Here comes some heat from it. Yes, the deep ball, contact, Parks, flag flies. A second flag comes in, and it looks like Avante Dickerson is going to get flagged for the pass interference for Utah State, and automatic first down for Utah.
Pass interference, defense, number 17, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
So what happened here is Avante Dickerson, he gets beat on the double move. We're going to see it, boom. Right there on the double move, just stutters him just enough to get behind him. And because the ball was underthrown, as Avante's playing catch-up, he gets to the receiver just a bit early, forcing that pass interference. New set of downs for Utah.
4 penalties, Utah State, first half. That is damaging. First down automatic here for Wilson and company. Mekhi Bernard makes a nice move, scoots through the secondary and then some. Wrestled down eventually by J.D. Drew. And the nickelback Torrin Union. Big pickup, Utah on the first down, getting 16.
This offensive line now back to focus, coming with some steam. And Utah getting back to their game plan, which was wanting to be dominant on the ground. Starting to impose their will a little bit on this drive against this Utah State defense. So far, a good answer for Utah.
This is as comfortable as Wilson, the offense partner, have looked so far in the game. Stanley, the man in motion, play fake. Here's the pass. Mekhi Bernard has got it. Mike Larson's got him. A good pickup for Utah. The versatile Mekhi Bernard almost left football, injured almost all last season. Did play in the bowl game. A 14-7 loss to Northwestern. Just to prove to himself that he could play football again. Injuries were a huge factor. Bernard, Keefe, and Rising all missed basically the entire season in 2023 for Utah.
All excited to be back, and Bernard was huge in that game against Baylor last week to close it. 7 carries, 65 yards, and a big play. And we're looking for him to make big plays today.
Stanley runs over Larson, the captain, and one of the most charismatic young men we've ever met. Mike Larson from right here in Logan has been through so much. Great player for Utah State.
Mike Larson coming downhill that time and getting a nice tackle, getting his shoulder in it.
Very talented musician.
100%.
We heard some of his music. Check him out. Check him out on social media.
Loves to make
more
music.
of that coming up in the broadcast. It's a fantastic singer.
Yeah, in his spare time. Nonetheless, a first down for Utah.
First and goal here for the Utes. They're moving now. Mitchell feature back. Mike Mitchell is tripped up. And Inez got there. John Ross May, the team's second leading tackler, the D2 transfer. Rick Dreiling told us yesterday, look, I was a D2 All-American at Pittsburgh State in Kansas. Really loved what he saw from John Ross May on film.
Yeah, John Ross is going to blitz here in that open gap and really disrupt that run, causing the loss of yardage that time. When we talked to Coach Dreiling about him, he says he's a very smart player, and that was a smart play right there.
Second and goal. Here's Wilson. Looks right, looks left. Parks open end zone. Touchdown, Money Parks and Utah.
This is the risk reward if you're going to be a team that wants to blitz a lot. We've seen Utah State have some success with their blitz packages, but if you don't get home, this can be the result, leaving wide open guys into the end zone. It was nice composure by Isaac Wilson that time, and he found Money Parks wide open for a touchdown.
That looked like the reigning state high school player of the year in Utah. Isaac Wilson, what a throw. And Parks, who had a touchdown as Becker attacks on the PAT on a shovel pass from Rising in the first half against Baylor last week. This looks better for a Utah fan, right, Turbo?
Utah, I told you, they've got the composure to come back in this football game. 14-10, Utah State.
Welcome back to Logan, Utah. Utah State still leads Utah 14-10, but Utah on the board with Isaac Wilson's first touchdown of this game. Moments after the Utes scoring that touchdown, Cameron Rising running over to the sidelines, welcoming the offense back, and of course congratulating Isaac Wilson with that touchdown pass. Rising, by the way, guys, is wearing an earpiece, so he's listening to all the play calls today from the sidelines. Back to you, Dave.
Calm setup, Tina. Great report there. The green sticker, the green dot. Brand new to college football this year. 15 seconds on the play clock. Communication from the sideline to one designated player, offense and defense. Wilson has it for Utah, so Rising here, all that. Becker kicking off. And Freeman lets that go through for a touchback. Bryson Barnes. So far, your thoughts, Turbo?
Well, he's been excellent in today's football game. He's been composed. He showed the poise in the pocket, and he's shown the resiliency. He missed a couple throws early in this football game, had the interception, but it hasn't deterred him from wanting to attack the football down the field against the Utah defense. He's found some success in this second quarter, and they're up 14-10.
Barnes, a former Ute from small town of Milford, Utah. Population 1,500. Run there from Faison again, a little more on Barnes. We'll talk about his time at Utah. 2 Rose Bowl appearances, a big 2022 win over Washington. Carries here, got the wheels, and a big pickup. Vaughn eventually knocks him out of bounds, but Bryson Barnes can scoot.
One of the key differences that offensive coordinator Kyle Cefalo talked about between Bryson Barnes and Spencer Petras. Bryson Barnes has the ability to get on the edge and get some yards with his feet.
Gain of 17. Chain gang having trouble keeping up with the Aggies here. Barnes is flushed and then throws out to the sideline. Grant. First catch of the game for Grant Page. Into plus territory. Page should be 48. Davis makes the play.
Again, showing the composure there. Bryson Barnes escaping just to the right side there, and Grant Page just short of the first down, but a good game nonetheless.
Pick up a 9. Barnes, creative again, throws off the back foot. That's a dangerous play. Estera adjusts and brings it in. What a catch! Jack Estera, a touchdown already, and then that brilliant grab along the sidelines.
The anticipation by Bryson Barnes on this play. He's throwing this ball fading away to his back, and Jack Estera is not even looking for the ball yet. He hasn't even gotten fully into his route. That is chemistry, that is great timing, and that's a wonderful catch.
Gain of 27. Barnes, a little RPO, and tosses to the sideline. And a grab there for Grant Page. The Colorado transfer. It's a loss of 1 this time. And Smith Stoughton had that great hit on the defensive side for Utah. That time the 50-50 ball went to Estera. What a catch on the sidelines for the Aggies. That was spectacular. Faison navigates again, bouncing to the outside. Davis first contact defensively for Utah. Zioni Fotu came over and cleaned it up, and Davis is down. It's a gain of 5 for the Aggies. Elijah Davis, only interception of the year, entering play here today. As you talked about, Morgan Scalley, defensive coordinator for the Utes, told us this week we've got to get 3 takeaways a game. Got 1. And the incredible pick earlier today from Smith Stoughton.
You're going to see Elijah Davis come in and make the tackle, and A little shaken up after that play. Good to see him back on his feet, walking back to the sideline. And Utah State medical staff is going to take a long look at Elijah Davis here.
Long-time offensive coordinator, 9th year, Morgan Scalley, former player at Utah.
Oh, yeah.
And the coach in waiting in Salt Lake City when the time comes for the tenure to end for Kyle Whittingham, who's now in year 20 within this youth program. What a coaching staff. Tremendous consistency with the top of the food chain. Defensive coordinator Andy Ludwig, Morgan Scalley leading the defense, and of course, Coach Witt. Stays on, feature back, big third down play here for the Aggies. Barnes bobbles it, then gets snuffed out. Slammed down. Tanu Vasa came right in and hammered the Aggie quarterback. Big loss.
High snap that time, and it looks like Rasul Faison may have gotten away a little bit as Barnes was trying to catch that football, but this is a big-time field goal opportunity here for Utah State.
Nimrod from 42. Knuckles it wide right, no good. Into a sea of red. The Utah fans happy with that. Empty possession for Utah State. Still a 4-point Aggie lead on the arrival from 82 miles away. The Utah Utes of the Big 12.
Shawty bad, and she know it. Ain't flirting, baby girl, you gotta show it. With the cash, I'm finna blow it.
That sounds pretty good. Let's take a look at the Daisy Cottage Cheese player profile. Ike Larson from right here in Logan, Utah. Also a fantastic musician, Turbo, as we found out yesterday.
Yeah, no, he played some music for us, and he said, Turbo, man, why don't you come to the booth, man? And I said, no, man, that's all you. You got to ask Dave. Dave is the musician out of the group, not me.
Pop, R&B are the genres, and he airdropped me an unreleased song called Rough, or maybe it's called Fun. He's not sure the name yet. It was good, I'll tell you that. Wilson the handoff, and a run play there from Mekhi Bernard. With more on Larson, back down to Tina.
Well, Dave, on the more serious side, September is Suicide Prevention Month. And recently, Ike Larson wanted to make it known, and he spoke in depth about how he attempted suicide in December of 2021. He almost lost both of his parents to COVID. His mom almost died. And despite winning the 2021 Mountain West title, his emotions were too much. Larson was overwhelmed. He talked about using a firearm, but something overcame him, and he called for help. I'll continue this in a moment, Dave.
All right, Tina, second down here. Play fake to Bernard. Singer has the catch. Wrapped up there. Tackled by DJ Graham, the Oklahoma transfer, back to Tina.
So yesterday, Ike Larson told us that he came out with his story, not for a pity party. He said, don't feel sorry for me. He wanted to use his platform to help others who are hurting, because he realized in that moment, you know what, I'm not alone. And he wants others to know you're not alone, and it's okay to feel this way. Just get help. So he tells people, reach out to me, DM me, and he gets dozens of texts recently on Snapchat or Instagram, and either just talks to these people or points them in the right direction to get professional help.
Tina, thanks for that. Just incredibly emotional time for Larson. Wilson throws here. Keithy by himself. Brad Keithy all alone. Big pickup for Utah. First down, then some in a plus territory. Wilson looks comfortable. Turbo, that was a nice throw.
You're going to see two defenders go with the outside receiver that time, leaving Keithy wide open, and Utah giving Utah State a little bit of taste of their own medicine, where they're having some success on the ground, and because of that, now they're able to use play action, which is faking the run and getting their receivers open down the field. Another successful play for Utah right there for a first down.
Gain of 28. Stanley the motion man, play fake. Wilson, Keithy again on the sideline route, not this time. Jordan Vincent, the New Mexico State transfer and team captain, was close by against Brent Keithy.
Just out of the reach of Keithy that time. A nice ball right there by Isaac Wilson. It was just high, but you like the thought, getting it in between two defenders. And again, who's the guy that he's been looking for most consistently in the passing game? It's been Keefe. He's the playmaker.
Wilson partner 9 of 15, 91 yards, the 1 touchdown to Parks. Mekhi Bernard sheds a couple tacklers and bulls forward, does get to the 33.
Looked like
three for Bernard.
Yeah, looked like he lost his footing right there at the start, Dave. You're going to see him get this handoff, and right there trips over Isaac Wilson's feet, it looked like, and was able to get some positive yards.
19 carries, 118 yards partner for Bernard last week against Baylor. He is slow to get up here at Maverick Stadium. The last thing Ute fans want to see with Mekhi Bernard, first and last game of last season. That's all he played for Kyle Whittingham a year ago. Of course, Rising, Keefe out the entire 2023 season.
Well,
Bernard's a good one.
He gave the thumbs up there while he was on the ground, perhaps just a cramp. Nice to see him walking off the field there.
Ran for 146, a career best against BYU a couple years back. Captain Cam, as they call him, in Salt Lake City. Cam Rising can just watch again. Reports are there were some stitches involved. I had the question on the stiff arm on that play against Baylor last week, if that's when he got hurt, because the fingers got bent back. Then he went crashing into the water coolers. I mean, it was a yard sale there. What a mess.
Well, Coach Whittingham, amongst others, felt like it certainly should have been a penalty, but
it was not.
Isaac Wilson is doing the job so far in this ball game.
Throw down. Vincent is the feature back. Wilson passing and drop incomplete inside the 28. Landon King, the junior from Beaumont, Texas, the Auburn transfer, the intended target.
He almost came down with this ball one-handed. Look at this. Tips it right there as he's falling to the ground, and incomplete pass, and Utah says, hey, we're going to go for it here in this situation.
You like it?
I like the call. They've had some success on this drive. Isaac Wilson seems to be gaining some confidence within this football game. Look out for Keefe.
Big fourth down for the freshman. Wilson takes his time toward the line of scrimmage, releasing for Singer, incomplete. Coverage there for Dickerson. No flags on the field. Utah State will get the football back on downs.
It looked like Isaac Wilson could have took off running here. See him step up in the pocket.
I thought he was going to.
He had some space right there, but decided to get the ball out to Dorian Singer, and nice coverage right there. Look at this space in front of him. He steps up in the pocket. It's not a bad decision, but just misses him high. And we've seen that a couple times with Isaac Wilson in this ball game, just missing his defender or his targets a little high. But Utah State nonetheless gets the ball back, and I think an important drive for them here.
On first down, mesh play. Rasul Faison lumbers ahead, gets a couple yards across the 35 to the 36.
This is certainly what they have to get back to doing right here. Attacking the middle of the defense in the run game, attacking the edges as well. They've had a nice balance so far in this game.
50-plus yards for Faison, rushing first half. Barnes grew up on a pig farm in Milford, Utah.
It's a free play.
Flags fly. It's going to be offside against Utah. Passing over the middle for Tia's got it. Otto Tia slides in to the 37. First down, Utah State. Big play for the Aggies.
Look how Bryson Barnes, he starts to his left. He's left. Nothing's.
Number 57 in the neutral zone at the snap. That penalty's declined. Results of play. First down.
Well, the referee there to get the penalty out. He starts to his left. He's looking that way. It's not there. He doesn't panic. He comes back to the right, finds Otto Tia wide open. I mean, the composure in the pocket has been exceptional today by Bryson Barnes.
Tanner Vasa, guilty party, the offside there for Utah, gain at 25. Perfect delivery to Otto Tia. Faison featured back here. Seems leading rusher through 2 games. Lost Robert Briggs in the opener against Robert Morris with a broken leg. Faison the carry. Wrestled down. Junior Tafuna, team captain, 3-time All Pac-12 pick.
Here it is. Bryson Barnes, he's left, not there, and comes back right and throws a strike to Adotia. And how about this offensive line, too, giving him the time?
Barnes, intercepted. Utah's got its second pick of the game. Cameron Calhoun has the INT for the Utes, a big run back into plus territory. Barnes finally makes the play. Takeaway number 2 for Morgan Scalley's defense. Game changer. Latter moments of the first half.
Cameron Calhoun with an extraordinary play running this football down. Bryson Barnes was trying to get into the gap there, and Cameron Calhoun does an excellent job running that football down, getting his hands up there and intercepting this football. Utah, this is what they want to be about. Takeaways on defense. These corners want to excel at guarding these wide receivers. They've got 2 of them so far in this game, and that was an excellent play that time by number 4, Cameron Calhoun.
Freshman from Cincinnati, first career pick. Utah had 1 interception total first 2 games, that from Elijah Davis. And 2 here today. Bernard featured back. 1 of 3 in the first half, but 3 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout. So that's 4. That's a lot of play stoppages available for the Utes here. Over center is Wilson. Play fake to Bernard. Isaac Wilson. Singer's by himself again in the flat. And breaks the tackle and lunges forward. And finally, Larson does make the tackle, but another big pickup for Utah.
This play action.
Pick up a 20.
Yeah, this play action pass game working nicely for Utah, and these wide receivers so smart, able to find these open windows in the zone that Utah State is playing right now as they commit extra defenders to try to put pressure on Isaac Wilson in the pocket.
Well, of course, we spoke with Utah offensive coordinator Andy Ludwig this week about Wilson. He said elite arm strength, assuming he would play. Singer again stays busy. This one throwing left. And tackle made by J.D. Drew, the field corner for Utah State. This should take us down to the 2-minute timeout here of the first half. Gain of 9 for the Utah Utes and Isaac Wilson. Only threw 9 passes against Baylor last week. Looking much more comfortable today in his first career start. Some other notable rivalry games, partner. The Shillelagh Trophy on CBS Now. Notre Dame is hammering Purdue in that one. Tonight, 7 Eastern. I've done this game before in Denver. It's fun. Colorado State. Rocky Mountain Showdown. And Oregon State, now called the Platypus Trophy. Apple Cup meeting 116. BT in Washington now with the Big Ten. Is that right?
That's right.
Big, does that sound right? And WVU Pitt, I've also had a chance to cover that in the media way back when, my first job in Morgantown, West Virginia. Backyard brawl. It's a good one between WVU and Pitt.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Meeting 113. 39th meeting in Logan between these two sides. Utah has won 24 of the prior 38 here at Maverick Stadium. 2nd and 1. Off the 2-minute timeout. Pump fake for Wilson. Wants it all. Looking for Singer, who elevates and can't bring it in. Dickerson on coverage for Utah State. Good pressure from Gabriel Iniguez, the team captain and transfer from New Mexico State.
And that time, number 17, Dickerson, did a good job sitting on that double route. Really read it the entire time, not allowing himself to get beat for a touchdown in the end zone.
Mitchell feature back here. 3rd down. A 1-score game. Utes 1 for 6 so far. 3rd down conversions today. Mitchell pulls forward, breaks a tackle. Mike Mitchell, 1st down in that zone. Vincent has the play on the sideline offensively for Utah State. Gets to the 11, 1st down for the Utes.
Well, we spoke to offensive coordinator Andy Ludwig about Mitchell, and one of the things that he said he likes about him is his physicality running in between the tackles. And right there, an inside run, he's able to bounce off a tackle and find his way to the outside and convert for a 1st down on a big run right there.
Can still get another 1st down at the 1. 1st and 10 from the 11. Wilson, end zone, caught. Caleb Lohner, the former basketball player at Baylor, elevates and has got it for the Utes.
6'7", 250 pounds. A mismatch for anybody trying to guard him. You get into these goal line, red zone situations. They love to throw the jump ball to get Caleb Lahner, and they're able to execute a huge play right there. Utah answering the call on this comeback.
Becker in for the PAT for the Utes. In front, now by 3. Big dude, 6'7", you talked about a Turbo, elevates. Now last week against Baylor, he tried to go up with just one hand and grab a route very similar to that one. This time it's 2, partner, and he's got a touchdown, his first of his career.
Really nice ball placement that time by Isaac Wilson, and you love the composure of Utah in this situation, right? Down early, defense comes up with a big play. They say, hey, we're a veteran team. We've been here before. We're not going to get rattled in this situation, and here they are back up in this ball game.
Second TD catch, had one against Southern Utah in the opener as well. Coming up, Ram Trucks halftime report. Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, Beanie Wells will break down this game, get you caught up on the rest of college football. It is a busy day and night ahead, all coming up on the Ram Trucks halftime report. Plenty of action in the Mountain West and in the Big 12. How about UNLV? Win last night.
Big time win.
On the road against Kansas. They've beaten 2 Big 12 teams this year already, in Houston and Kansas. That's the Rebels' best start in 40 years. 3-0 with that. Freeman lets that go. Utah defense, Turbo, has been a big factor with a couple of picks here today.
Well, that first pick was amazing. It was great concentration because you thought initially Kyrese White had the touchdown, slips out of his hands, and then Snowden able to take that football, and then this is just a good read right here, playing the football right there, number 4, Cameron Calhoun, and Utah's secondary is saying, look, you keep challenging us, we're going to answer, and they've answered 2 big times in this football game so far.
A lot of picks. 6 already. Stretch play, phase on, has the cut.
So important for Utah State right here, right? You're approaching a minute left in the first half. You're going to run your 2-minute offense. No need to panic. The target line is the 45-yard line there, their 43-yard line, excuse me. No rush here. You've got 2 timeouts.
Play fake for Barnes with a couple timeouts. Van Fillinger has the play defensively.
And I like the game plan to start, Dave. You can still run the football, okay? But you got to be wary of the clock now. Taking too much time at the line of scrimmage at this situation, you've got to be much faster. It looks like Coach Dreiling is saying, hey, we want to take it into halftime down 3.
Pretty clearly.
I don't agree with that, Dave. I feel like they should have been much more aggressive here in this situation.
No first down this time. Timeout called by Utah. Barnes on the keep, no gain for the Utah State QB. 16 seconds remaining. Utah still 2 timeouts remaining for Kyle Whittingham. So why that clock management, Turbo, in your mind for Nate Dreiling?
It looks to me, because of the interceptions by Utah and this great DB play that they've had in this game, perhaps it deterred him from wanting to attack this secondary more in this situation. But on the flip side, you've had success in one-on-one situations with your wide receivers and your quarterback. You had 2 timeouts. The clock was going to stop on first downs, and Utah has the ball to start the second half. So overall, I disagree with the decision by Coach Nate Dreiling in this situation, and Utah is looking to take advantage as they have 2 timeouts themselves.
Pittman to receive the punt here from Stephen Kotzenley. Interesting for the youngest coach in FBS, and Nate Dreiling, and a flag flies, going to back up the Aggies here.
False start, offense, number 10, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
try this again.
I really think Utah State should have been more aggressive here to try to get 3.
They're trying for a big upset. I'm with you. Ray kick. Cotton late. Pittman indicates for and makes the fair catch at about the 24 for Utah. 12 seconds remaining in the first half. Wilson's day so far. First career start, partner, only 18 years old.
Yeah, he's really showed some composure here, especially in this second quarter, finding targets in open windows of the zone, being able to look one way and come back the other way. That's really an improvement from last week against Baylor. He was all about the first target against Baylor. This game against Utah State, he's been able to do a better job going through his progressions and finding open targets down the field.
Andy Ludwig told us this week, offensive coordinator for Utah, he thought he'd crush it out there. On the football IQ, the great football family. Older brother Zach, of course, former first-round pick of the Jets. You know, Bo Nix back up in Denver in the NFL.
So Utah's going to be aggressive here. I think they call a timeout for a reason. They're going to try to get 3.
Charlie Vincent featured back. Good pickup on first down. Clyde Washington has the stop. A transfer from Purdue, gain of 6, but no pass, and a timeout call.
Yeah, they ran the football there, trying to catch Utah State off guard, thinking, hey, we called timeout, we want the ball back. We're going to pass in this first down situation. Let's see if we can catch them sleeping at the line of scrimmage.
Target line all the way to the Utah State 41 to try to get in the range of Cole Becker. Kyle Whittingham upset that botched PAT last week, 2 missed field goals against Baylor. You thought the special teams needed to make a big improvement. So we'll see if they can get in range here. But only 8 seconds remaining in the first half.
They're going to have to be quick in this situation. As far as getting in the field goal range, to me, I don't think they have the time to get in field goal range right here. This may be a Hail Mary situation or one of those lateral type plays where they throw the ball early and they start lateraling it to try to get a touchdown.
Let's find out. There's Wilson. Little pressure. Throw it. And trying there for Caleb Lohner. 2 seconds remaining. Lohner had the touchdown catch a few moments ago here for Utah. Sets up 3rd and 4. It looks like our half will end, partner. 17-14.
Looks like Utah has their big package in, and they're going to take a knee. Yeah. Let's go to half.
Headsets off for Kyle Whittingham. You know that's it, right? An exciting game here from Logan today. You've seen a little bit of everything in week 3. Wilson takes an 8, and that's it for half number 1 here in Logan. Number 12, Utah. 3-point lead on in-state rival Utah State of the Mountain West. 17-14, end of the first half. After the break, it's Brent Stover and the crew in New York. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, built by the Home Depot. What an atmosphere. What a scene in Logan. 3-point Ute lead at the break. Kubota first half stats getting set for the start of the second half, and what would be the highest ranked team Utah State has ever beaten. Number 12 Utah. Numbers very even. Both teams 2 for 8 on 3rd down conversions as well. Been fun to watch. Meeting 113 of Utah State. Dave Robert, and we're back with Tina. Field level in a moment. Intense rivalry in the first 30 minutes. Emotional on the field, eventful on the field.
It's been a lot of back and forth in this football game so far, Dave. And if you're Utah, you've got to be happy with the way you finished that first half. A slow start, but 14 unanswered to finish that first half. I think they're going to start the second half aggressively with some early knockout punches throwing the ball down the field.
Keep an eye on that. Getting set for half number 2 here from Logan. Quarterback's the big story. Wilson maturing before our eyes. Only 18 years old. First career start. Monty Parks for Kyle Whittingham, back to receive deep to begin half number 2. Nimrod, foot to leather, and Parks watches that go over his head for a touchback. Back down to Tina.
spoke to Nate Dreiling, and he says that the Utah State defense was giving Isaac Wilson just too much space to operate there in the second quarter. He said it almost feels like we were pressuring him too much. We didn't have enough defenders back, so we're going to tighten up coverage here in the second half. And Utah coach Kyle Whittingham says that, yes, Wilson has settled in. He's showing more confidence and a better command of the offense. Whittingham also said, I had no idea what my players were doing in the first quarter. They seemed to finally wake up in the second quarter. I'll tell you what, we better not come out flat here in the third, especially with the ball.
No sluggish team to begin the game, no doubt for the Utes. Wilson on first down to begin the second half. Keithie's got the catch. Bouncing off tacklers, Brant Keithie. Plus territory and then some, a huge pickup. Larson finally has the tackle for Utah State. Gain of 33.
Thank you.
Keithie wide open across the middle. And Isaac Wilson showing the patience again. I mean, you can tell he's really settled into this football game. Finds his best target across the middle. He breaks a tackle, and a huge start to this third quarter for Utah.
3 catches, 68 yards. Keithie, just the 1 grab for 5 yards against Baylor last week. Bigger role today. Out of the pistol look. Pass for Pittman. Breaks 1 tackle. Larson again has the stop. Another good pickup for Micah Pittman and company. Gain of 12, first down.
It's a big tackle right there. Let's take a look at these quarterbacks. Both having good games, but the difference is right here. The turnovers, 2 interceptions by Bryson Barnes. This Utah defense able to get their hands on the football and get some takeaways.
Wilson looking more and more comfortable in the pocket, Robert, as the game progresses.
Well, they started this third quarter throwing the football. That shows you the confidence that they have in this kid so far.
Big difference last week, second half against Baylor. Throws again here. Catch for Parks again. John Ross May catches up with him. Team's second leading tackler, the D2 transfer. Really good player. Just gain of 13, another Ute first down.
Just a 4-man rush that time for Utah State. And Tina talked about how they want to commit more defenders in the coverage, but you're sacrificing the ability to put pressure on the quarterback to try to get Isaac Wilson uncomfortable. Right now, Wilson is very comfortable in the pocket, and he's picking apart this Utah State defense.
Has been hit much at all. Hasn't had to escape the pocket much at all. On first down, shovel play that worked so well last week. Bijan Stanley on the shovel pass that last week against Baylor went for a touchdown to Parks. No gain.
Bijan Stanley just trips over his own feet. I mean, he is one of the more explosive players on this offense. Was a 400-meter champ in high school, just a sophomore, and has big playability, Dave, but just hasn't been able to get into rhythm into this ball game today.
150 receiving yards in the opener against Southern Utah. Pretty good for Stanley. Most of the FBS this year by running back. Speaking of running, here's Wilson. Got some room. Isaac Wilson. Vincent makes the play defensively. The track down for Utah State. First and goal for the Utes on the move.
Just a simple power play where they're going to pull 2 offensive linemen there from left to right. A nice lead block that time by Charlie Vincent. Opening up a gap there for Isaac Wilson to be able to get to the outside and convert for a first down.
What a drive here for Wilson and company. Looks like he's been at the helm for a while now, doesn't it?
He's definitely settled into this ball game.
First and goal. Wilson waits, pressure. Almost sacked, and it is finished off by Peterson. Gabe Peterson with the cleanup after Blaine Spires got the heat from his defensive end spot for Utah State.
Yeah, really the first time we've seen Utah State bring some pressure on this drive, and that was just a miscue there. Mitchell, number 21, the running back for Utah, he's responsible for Spires on that blitz and just got caught up in the line of scrimmage, not able to get over and pass protect.
Second and goal, initial drive, second half. Wilson for Mitchell. And Peterson there to make the stop defensively. Ray Peterson, the New Mexico State transfer, who went to Houston very briefly, never enrolled, and follow Nate Dreiling here to Logan. Gain of 3. First half possession breakdown, Turbo.
Utah, a little inconsistent to start this football game, but they found some rhythm in the second quarter. Able to get in the end zone, get a field goal, and a critical third down situation for both teams here. They got them spread out.
Big play, 3rd and goal. Wilson flushed. Sprints right. Fakes, running, drilled. Marlon Dean got there and hammered him. He got to the 6. Great coverage in the end zone by the Utah State secondary. Field goal time for Utah.
Look at this coverage here by Utah State. We got a defender. We got defenders here. We got defenders here. Everybody seems to be covered, even in the back end there. Nowhere for Isaac Wilson to go on this play. Credit the defense in their coverage that time for forcing Utah into a field goal situation.
Becker, chip shot. Punter Bomeister holds. And he's got 3 more for the Utes. Utah 20, Utah State 14. On a perfect day for college football in Logan.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Kubota. Together we do more. By Daisy, creamy, pure, and natural cottage cheese, now available in multi-packs. And by The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Longest tenured FBS active coaches, the then and now pictures. Coach Witt, as he's known in Salt Lake City, a true legend.
Yep.
Those wins, look at that. Ferentz closing in on 200 in Iowa City. Dabo, Mike Gundy, a new Big 12 rival for Kyle Whittingham and Utah. And their game next week is at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Big 12 opener. And I asked Kyle Whittingham, you ever thought about coaching anywhere else? He said, absolutely not.
Loves the state of Utah. Freeman to return. Chugs and powers his way across the 20 to about the 23. Barnes, a lot of really good things have happened with Bryson, the former Utah player, in this game, Turbo, today, and a couple of picks too.
Well, he's been pretty good in the pocket. He's got some composure, but has turned the ball over a couple times in this football game. This one here was on target. Kyrese White just couldn't hold on to the ball. This one, I thought he tried to force that time, and Utah capitalized on it. But overall, a good showing in that first half for Bryson Barnes.
Feature back, initial drive, second half. Utah State phase on. Plenty of movement up front. Let's see who went first. Tanu Vasa says it was Utah State.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 62, 5-yard penalty, first down.
He was right.
Let's take a look at the right guard. Maui, just see him flinch just slightly right there. Don't want these negative plays on first down. This is a critical drive for Utah State.
Agreed. 3rd false start of the game for the Aggies. Estera's got the catch, but it's back a couple yards from the penalty to about the 20-yard line. Estera, the Charlotte transfer, has had a big game here today with his first Aggie touchdown catch.
You know, one of the things that I'd like to see from Utah State in this second half, in regards to Rasul Faison, the running back, they really haven't given him the ball in the passing game. Let's see if he can get some balls in the passing game in the second half.
Pump fake, Barnes in trouble, lots of heat. That throws that away. Logan Fano, the sophomore from Spanish Fork, Utah, and BYU transfer was in his face.
You're going to see pressure come off the right side. They're trying to set up a screen.
They're going to have grounding here. They're going to add a penalty, partner.
And no receiver released out.
Yeah. Loss of down coming up.
Intentional grounding, offense, number 16, penalty, it's by the foul, lost it down. Yeah. Well, you know, I was like that.
So here's the pressure. And looks like that wanted to go to Brock Lane, number 87, but he's down the field blocking. And some confusion between him and number 5, Otto Tia. One of those guys was supposed to be the screen player on that play.
Aggies going the wrong direction here. Wells intended receiver. And Zamaya Vaughn on coverage, the corner. Play in the field for Utah. It's punt time again for Utah State. Critical initial drive after the Utah score to begin half number 2.
Utah continuing to build momentum. It started at the end of that first half. A good drive to start this third quarter. They get 3. And a good defensive series that time as they get the ball back.
Rashawn Glover received the kick from Kotzen Lee, the former All-Mountain West pick. Glover tracks that out of bounds. Let's see where it's spotted. The official stops at the 30. Utes ball when we return to Logan. Utah, the Big 12, has a 1-score lead. My partner, Robert Turman, a Utah State legend, a Hall of Famer, 5th all-time, Aggie history in rushing, 3,300 yards, 40 rushing touchdowns, tied for first, and this 96-yard rushing touchdown against Utah at Rice Eccles.
Well, first of all, I should have...
The longest play in Aggie history, Turbo.
Yeah, well, I should have 41 touchdowns. I did score a touchdown in the bowl game against Ohio on the 1-yard line, so I feel bad about that.
40's pretty good. Look at the numbers.
Yeah, I guess
you got to be proud of that, seriously.
No, it was
That's
great.
awesome.
First of all, that stadium at Utah is magnificent. I was pumped up for that opportunity, and got my first start in that game against Utah. It was a rivalry game, obviously, so we were all fired up for that. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Turbo's a big hero here. How many times people come to press box? Dinner last night, right? They wanted selfies, autographs, and incredible, so accommodating.
Incredible community here in Logan.
It's just awesome. All right, Utes back on the field. Try to extend this game and get a lead. Ryan's got his first catch of the game. Carson Ryan trucks out to the 41. Going to be a first down for the Utes.
See the difference now with Utah State as we take a look at Isaac Wilson finding another open target in this zone defense for Utah State is they're not playing as aggressively as they were to start this game. They're giving these receivers and tight ends way too much space off of the line of scrimmage, and Isaac Wilson is really showing his potential to become a great quarterback and picking apart this defense.
First career start, 200 passing yards and counting here for Wilson. Mitchell carries. On first down after the gain of 11, pushes the pile, scrum style forward, and it gets to the 49. Gain of 8.
They've started this second half aggressively with Isaac Wilson. We thought the game plan was going to be on the ground. They must have changed their minds because in the second half, it's been all Isaac Wilson. And I tell you what, he's been dicing them up this second half so far, throwing nothing but dimes to his wide receivers, and they are on the march again on this drive.
Tina said earlier, bit of a slow start, bit of a sluggish beginning for Utah. Since then, as Keithy's in motion, this team has looked a lot better. Wilson thought about going to Keithy. Instead, drops the dime in a bucket to Parks. What a toss from Wilson to Money Parks. First down, Utah.
This is all rhythm. Watch him pump fake to Keithy right here, which makes Jaden Francois come down to the line of scrimmage, and then he just throws a strike. Look at this. Right over Jaden Francois. Right in between the face, right in between the eyes right there.
Throw, Turbo.
For Parks, and a first down. Utah's looking impressive right now.
Utes have been just dominant. Last few drives taking control of the game. Mitchell on first down. Ross May. The pursuit tackle the linebacker, but it's a gain of 8. That's another big gash play for Utah on first down.
Yeah, Mike Mitchell a little bit shaken up there, but he'll come off the field and get looked at. And the thing we're recognizing, though, is, listen, Isaac Wilson in his passing game is having a lot of success, and it's actually opening up the run lanes for Utah. And yeah, they're really starting to impose their will on this Utah State defense.
108 rushing yards in the game now. 328 total with a great passing game. 220 through the air for Wilson in start number 1. Kai Bernard we haven't seen second half. Stanley, the every down type back, sophomore from Nevada Hills, California. Featured back here. Bernard is on the field to the left of Wilson. They'll fake to Stanley. Wilson to his right. Perfect strike again. Caldarella has got his first catch of the game. A junior from Cerritos, California, and a JC transfer. Big pickup for Utah.
I mean, Isaac Wilson is just making all the plays. He's making all the plays. Rolling to his right, rolling. Doesn't see his first target, doesn't panic, boom. Caldarella coming across the middle, hits him on time and on target for another Utah first down.
17 more Ute yards. Look at the numbers, second half for the kid.
He's been perfect.
Wow.
He's been perfect.
Wow. All right, first and goal. Bernard dropped this time. Washington. Is the Purdue transfer. Clyde Washington really jumped off the field. Good looking player. And a transfer from the Big Ten.
Yeah, transferred to Utah State because he wanted a bigger role and a bigger opportunity. And he's become one of the starters on this football team. You saw him blitz on that play right there. He is one of the main blitzers in this defensive scheme.
300 snaps at Purdue last year, Parker.
Yeah.
Big time Big Ten experience. Lots of 2. Second and goal. Bernard through the middle, breaks one tackle, wrestled down Inez. Inside the 5, down to the 3 for Mekhi Bernard. Pick up of 5. Sets up third and goal. Aggies really need to force a Utah field goal attempt again here.
Well, I think what you're going to see strategic-wise from Utah is, listen, they're going to go for it here on third down, obviously. I think they'll run the football, but I think they're going to go for it on fourth down if they don't get in the end zone on this play. So I think they're thinking 4-down territory in this situation.
Deep right, third downs today. Bernard through the middle, lunges, end zone, touchdown Utah. Mekhi Bernard is in for the Utes.
You're going to see right guard Michael Mokofisi just pancake a defender for Utah State. He helps open up that lane and downhill for Michael Bernard to get that touchdown.
Looks like Utah will try for 2 here. A 12-point lead to try to extend it to 14. Let's see, lots of personnel sprinting on and off the field. Now timeout call by Utah. Kyle Whittingham didn't like what he saw there. Ute fans are certainly bummed Cam Rising can't play. They are glad Mekhi Bernard is back and healthy in 2024.
Showing nice contact balance, getting that third leg down is what we call it. Running back gets tripped up, you get that third leg down, that arm. Kind of helped him, helped propel him to get into the end zone that time. And the physicality now feels like it's becoming overwhelming for Utah State.
Big concern, Nate Drine told us yesterday, interim head coach Utah State, point of attack. Could they hold up for 4 quarters? You said that in the booth, pregame Turbo.
Yep.
Physical dominance could be a big factor.
Yeah, I felt Utah State was going to come out fast. Everybody's excited. It's a rivalry game. It's been a long time. But Utah is an experienced football team that has been there, done that. They've won a ton of enormous games throughout their history of the program. And Kyle Whittingham, one of the best coaches in all of college football.
They'll try for 2. The freshman. Shovel pass. Keithy's got it for the deuce. Brad Keithy. 2-point conversion, Utah. And the Utes are rolling here in Logan today.
Michael Bernard getting downhill for the touchdown, and then some trickery for Utah. Isaac Wilson, 2-point conversion.
Kai Bernard, 8th career rushing touchdown. Utah stretching the lead after the Keithy 2-point conversion grab. Tonight, 9 Eastern, cap off your college football Saturday showdown between BYU and Wyoming right here on CBS Sports Network from 7220 in Laramie. That's going to be fun to watch tonight. The Beehive booth. Now, you know, BYU, Utah State, your alma mater, they want to get that, right? They don't play every year. But this year, Utah plays both the Aggies and the Cougars. Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, and we got some catching up to do, clearly. But it's been one of the great rivalries, Utah, man. These three teams going at it. A lot of history. It's been wonderful to be a part of.
Freeman to receive the kick here from Becker. Utah State's long drive, second half, only 44 seconds. Got to be better this time around. Freeman from the 2. Ventures out. Robert Freeman can't break the second tackle and is dropped outside the 20. Back down to Tina.
Well, after the Utah touchdown, Micah Bernard came over to the sidelines. There's some shenanigans going on here, guys, but he was kind of going back to the herd, all the Utah State students who have been heckling the Utah players all game long, and he was using his fingers like a talking mouth, and he said, "You guys have been talking too much, talking too much." I'll be right back.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, kicking team, number 26, 15-yard penalty, first down. That is the first unsportsmanlike of the game for number 26.
Got to be smart here for Utah. You're up in this game. Let's take a look at it. Plays over and
Charlie Vincent partner, yep. Guilty
pushing the
there.
back that time.
But they've been disciplined in an emotional game, Turbo. First penalty of the day for Utah.
Yeah.
We'll get back to Tina in a moment. A lot happening on the field in the middle of the report. Faison in trouble. Sent backwards, down it goes. A loss again for Utah State. Back down to Tina.
All right, so this is what happens in a rivalry game. Things on the field, things on the sideline. So I just wanted to bring it back to Bernard going at the Utah State students. He was using his fingers saying, "Guys, you were talking too much." And then he got on the bike to loosen up a little bit, and he was just pointing at the scoreboard saying, "Look at the scoreboard, look at the scoreboard." A lot of good fun between these students.
A lot of emotion here at Tina for sure. Jonathan Hall made a good play defensively a moment ago for Utah. Royals stop right away. Zamaya Vaughn was there to snuff out any chance. Jalen Royals, the home run hitter and speedster for Utah State, had to get loose, and he's still down.
That time Utah rallying to the football and forcing another loss that time, and Jalen Royals a little shaken up on that play.
4 catches for 45 so far for Royals. He's the top target. Probably the best NFL prospect on the Utah State roster. And the coaches tell us.
Yeah, had some opportunities to transfer.
Plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, this offseason.
He had 15 touchdown catches, Turbo, the Utah State record last year. So that means plenty of portal opportunities.
He had an excellent season last year.
Lots of money in NIL too.
Here's the play. Sure. It's getting drugged down there, and maybe it was the slam on the turf that time, but
that's tough to see. Sitting up, that's the good news. Senior, Powder Springs, Georgia, who attended a summer camp after 1 year at Georgia Military at JC in the Atlanta area.
Yeah, it's interesting how he made this team, right? It's interesting how he made this team. He comes in, he gets a key. He saw the flyer for the camp. Comes to the camp.
Kyle Cefalo, offensive coordinator, said, "What are you doing here? What do you want?"
Yeah.
Said, "I want to play for Utah State." He said, "All right, line up and run some 40s."
Yeah.
4-2-8.
Ran a 4-2.
Was the first 40 Jalen Royals ran. We hope he's all right.
2 weeks later, he's on the team.
The coaches said, "Let's do it again."
Yeah,
they all checked their clocks. Nothing under 4-3. They said, "All right, you're going to be an Aggie.
Nothing over 4-3.
You're going to be an Aggie."
Yeah.
After 1 year at JC, it's an incredible story. And even better news for Utah State that he stayed here for another season.
So what we're noticing here, Dave, with Utah State, they've lost their aggressiveness. Everything in the second half has been behind the line of scrimmage, when in the first half they were attacking down the field.
Third down. Barnes, the mesh play, fakes, keeps, bounces off a couple tackles, keeps on trucking.
I think
he gets to the 46. They're 1 yard shy. You got 14 yards, but you have to go for it here for Nate Dreiling, right?
A great decision by Bryson Barnes to pull this football. Nice job fighting for extra yards. It's a 4th and short situation. A good choice to go for it right here.
Randall Barton, the track down tackle. 4th down, must-do time for the Aggies. Play fake to Faison. Barnes throws on 4th down, and they convert. It's a first down for Utah State. What a play to Kobe Bowman. Wow, his first catch of the game.
Bryson has been showing the accuracy all game. He had a defender in his face, was still able to deliver that football on time and on target, and this is the aggressiveness Utah State needs.
Potential game changer, but we've got whistles and flags before the next play gets underway. Gain of 28. On Bowman, the grad student from Orange, California's first catch of the day.
False start. Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Ali'i Maui, guilty party. Junior Pago American Samoa. That's a tough one there to derail that energy and momentum, Turbo. You get after the Bowman catch.
Absolutely, but it's fine. I mean, this football game is not over. A lot of time left. They just have to continue to be aggressive and attack down the field.
Barnes, the Utah transfer. Here comes some heat. Fillinger came from the edge. Almost the strip sack. Fano finished as well. It was Van Fillinger at the blocked field goal last week into the hands of Teo Johnson. Led to a touchdown against Baylor.
Oh, he just needed 1 second longer. He had Otto Tia coming open across the middle, but that time, number 7, Van Fillinger. Nice spin move to get the sack.
Lost there. Pass, Tia, broken up. Cameron Calhoun had the pick earlier today. As the PBU this time, jarring hit. Well timed on Otto Tia, incomplete.
Cameron Calhoun, just a freshman, made his debut versus Baylor after having offseason surgery last year and having a really good game in this ball game so far.
All right, so 3rd down, but you got to figure they're going to try it on 4th down if need be. Faison bounces off one potential tackler and motors through. Fillinger eventually does make the stop inside the 20 to the 18. Shy though, gain of 13. Ray Sewell Faison.
One thing that has been consistent with Faison is his patience. Right there showing excellent patience, starting left and getting all the way back to the right for a good gain. 4th down, they're gonna go for it.
2 for 2, 4th down today. They've gotta have this one. Faison, patient, Faison, the edge, first down, then some, Faison! Touchdown, Utah State! He's in!
What was one of the keys to the game, Dave? I said Utah State, they got to win in situational moments. 3rd down, 4th down situations, red zone situations. And they execute perfectly on this 4th down play. Faison showing the patience again to find the crease within this offensive line, get to the outside, and it looks like they're going to review it.
The previous play of a touchdown is under review.
But nonetheless, they convert on that 4th down.
They do. Very worst, right? It's 1st and goal from the
Let's take a look here.
half-yard line.
I don't think the ball crosses the plane, and with his foot, that left foot is in bounds there, but where's the football? This is a good one here.
Got to break the plane before he's out of bounds.
Left foot, but it's sliding out.
Where's the ball?
I think they're going to mark him just shy of the touchdown here. Look at the ball, not quite across.
Call a touchdown on the field.
I think it's got to be, though, Dave, remember, it's got to be clear, right? It's got to be clear cut. If it's too close, the call's going to stand here. And I think it's difficult, but I think they're going to mark him just shy of the end zone on this play.
The left foot contact with the sideline and then into the pylon. He's out of bounds before the ball breaks the plane. Great look from our crew. I think the last look shows it.
Yep.
Partner, it's going to be a little short.
Yep. But a good run on fourth down, a good decision to go for it on fourth down. And a lot of times you go for it on fourth down as a runner, you can
After review, the runner was short of the goal line. The ball will be placed at the half-yard line. First and goal.
Okay, so he is short. But again, you can get impatient as a runner in those fourth down situations. I got to get 5 yards right now. Faison showing the consistency to be patient in the backfield.
Less than a yard for an Aggie touchdown.
You have to run this football right here on this first down play.
Barnes trying to sneak it in. Waiting for the call. He's in. Touchdown, Utah State. Aggies only needed one more play to cash in. And we've got ourselves a ball game from Logan.
This is exactly the type of drive Utah State needed to not only get some momentum, but build some confidence within this second half as well, right? Now the defense has something they can be excited about as they come back onto the field.
Nimrod in for the PAT. Critical here to make it a 7-point game with less than a minute to go in the third. He's got it. Bryson Barnes, business administration degree from Utah, going for his MBA here at Utah State. The former Ute, who was there for 4 years, hits Colby Bowman on a great pass, the fourth down conversion. Then eventually, the exclamation point of the drive, a 1-yard touchdown run. Second rushing touchdown of the year for Bryson Barnes, first year as an Aggie. We got a game here. Take a look at the AP Top 10 powered by Ram Trucks. Georgia at Kentucky tonight. SEC play. Texas, UTSA. Ohio State's off. But how about Alabama today at Camp Randall Turbo?
Big time win by Alabama. And despite the new coaching staff there at Alabama, they're still trying to prove like, hey, we're the big dogs in the SEC.
Nimrod kicks off. Parks deep to receive. At elevation. Out to the end zone for a touchback. Utes take over at their own 25. Last drive for Utah, Turbo. Break it down for us.
Well, Isaac Wilson has been dicing these guys up all throughout the game, particularly since the second quarter. And as they enter the field, as they get back onto the field, he's going to have to do it again. There was the touchdown and then a little trickery there on the two-point conversion. Utah's offense in rhythm. Isaac Wilson, 7 for 7. He's been perfect. Can he continue that here now that Utah State's built a little bit of momentum?
Those are not true freshman numbers. Bernard carries on the first down play, sent backwards.
Utah State has got to get back to being aggressive, bringing some extra defenders and trusting their secondary to win one-on-one. And I think for Utah, I like to start right there. Even though Isaac Wilson has been dicing these guys up, getting back to the ground is great.
Final 30 seconds and counting. Baiting third quarter clock. Here from Logan. Tackled a moment ago by Vincent. Second down for Wilson. Goes to the progression. Intercepted by Vincent. Jordan Vincent, the pick. Sudden change for Utah State. And the Aggies are in business.
Isaac Wilson has been great today, Dave. But one of the things that he's done consistently is miss his receivers high in this ball game. That time got a little excited. Missed his receiver high that time. And Utah State hasn't been able to get their paws on the football all game. That time, they execute getting their first takeaway of this ball game.
Nate Dreiling, head coach and defensive coordinator for Utah State, could not say enough good things about Jordan Vincent, the transfer from New Mexico State. He was his DC in Las Cruces last year. He's been on campus 7 months and was elected team captain. That's the kind of leadership that Vincent brings. He said to us, if Vince has a big game, we have a chance to win the game. Well, there's a pick.
Look for Utah State to take a shot in the end zone here.
Play fake. Barnes. Time. Barnes. Estera broken up.
Barnes got to get that ball in the air that time, Dave. Through a liner.
Snowden, partner at the PBU.
Snowden with an interception in this ball game too, but look at this ball. Just got to get that ball in the air to give his receiver a better chance to catch it that time.
Potentially the last play of the third.
I expect a run here.
On second down, Faison indeed has the run, and he stopped after a short gain. Junior Tafuna, 3-time Pac-12 pick for Utah when the Utes were in that conference, gaining 1 to end the third. The fourth is going to be incredible. It's meeting 113 of Utah at Utah State. End of the third, you're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, built by the Home Depot. It's a one-score game and an in-state rivalry. Come right back with us. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, built by the Home Depot. Here's Tina Cervasio with Kyle Whittingham.
Coach Whittingham, Utah State is not going away. What do you need your players to do here in the fourth quarter to close it out?
Well, we had a chance to put a dagger on them, let them out of a 3rd and 20 and a 3rd and 17, and they consequently scored. So otherwise, we got the ball back with 2-score lead. So that gave them new life. So we're our own worst enemy in that respect. But it's important here on offense. All right, when we get the ball back, got to get a stop here first on D, 3rd and long, and then put some more points on the board.
Coach, thank you.
Tina, Coach, thank you. 3rd and 9 to begin the fourth. Huge play for the Aggies. Barnes, time. Hit as he throws. On the bounce there, Faison looking for a whistle. Have we heard it yet? No whistle. It's taken by Utah. Now it is called an incomplete pass. That was a wild scene. It's a really there by the Van Fillinger at the pressure. And Lander Barton almost ran it back.
Oh. There's Barton. Yeah, he's in the pocket. His arm is coming forward. And that looks like an incomplete pass to me. Good pressure again by Fillinger. He's been doing a good job and a good decision here to kick this field goal.
Big kick for Nimrod here to begin the fourth. 0 for 1 so far today. 0 for 2. Missed it.
It's interesting, Dave. The last kick he had was on this right hash, and he hooked it to the right. So he tried to make the adjustment in this second opportunity, and this time it went too far left. And Utah is going to take the ball here on downs.
Game summary. Things are really even. Look at that. Except the penalties. A lot of those for the Aggies. And a couple of picks for Barnes have been a big story. Wilson, an interception in the third. Grabbed by Jordan Vincent on the deflection. Mekhi Bernard featured back here for Wilson and company. You know they love a long, deliberate drive in a one-score game.
Run game coming.
On cue, Bernard looks right. Larson can't bring him down. Vincent is blocked. Singer, great downfield block on Vincent. Bernard is still going down the sideline. Mekhi Bernard, incredible run. Avante Dickerson couldn't bring him down. What a play for Utah.
Right there off the right edge, and you're going to see Ike Larson miss a tackle that time at the line of scrimmage. Jordan Vincent couldn't get him down the field. What a run by Mekhi Bernard, getting down the sideline for a huge gain and a huge momentum swing for Utah.
Finally tackled by Isaiah
Keefe in the
Bruce.
backfield. Little wildcat action.
That? The wild Ute look to Brant Keithy. Why not the direct snap? They wanted more touches, right, from him in this game. Stopped by Jaden Francois, the nickel back for Utah State. Gain of 6.
Brant Keefe, 6'2", 236 pounds. Not somebody you want to tackle on a consistent basis coming downhill. It's a nice gain on first down.
Wilson back in. Probably see more traditional look here. 64-yard gallop for Mekhi Bernard. Game breaker. And he's passed 100 yards for the game. 101 on 11 carries. Mitchell featured back. Here's Mitchell looking for the end zone, powering through bodies. And he stopped at the half-yard line just short. Gain of 4 for Mike Mitchell.
Tell you what, Mike Mitchell is a difficult runner to tackle. Look at him, boom, lower his shoulder, keep his feet moving, and just short of crossing the plane that time. I think he gets the ball again on this drive to try to finish it off.
6 feet, 216 redshirt freshman from Orange Park, Florida.
Got some speed, ran the 10-8 and 100 meter.
High look, Mitchell hit by Peterson initially and sent backwards. And Niguez, the captain, finished him off, but a big hit first from Gabe Peterson, defensive end for Utah State, to get things going.
Wow, watch Gabe Peterson get into the backfield, and Niguez then get in there for the loss, and this is a good decision for Utah.
You like it?
I love it. Go for it on this down. You want to try to not necessarily put the nail in the coffin, but really build the momentum here.
Huge play. 4th and goal. Wilson play fake. Looks for Ryan in the end zone. Who's got it? Carson Ryan. Touchdown, Utah.
This is one of the hardest plays in football for a defense to defend, because you have to commit to the run first. And because of that, there's really 2 options for Isaac Wilson to go. Look at this. He's going to fake the run. He's got 85 Carson Ryan open, but also Dallin Bentley was open in the back of the end zone as well.
What a catch for the UCLA transfer, no doubt, Turbo. Had 17 games, 8 starts at UCLA. 3 touchdowns last year for the Bruins, who are now in the Big Ten. Backers got the PAT. Missed field goal, got it all started here, Turbo.
Tries to make the adjustment, but goes too far left that time. And then how about Mekhi Bernard? Started off with a huge run, and then, as we've seen so much, Isaac Wilson finishing it off.
Meeting 113, Battle of the Brothers, the in-state rivals, Utah State. And the Utes, number 12 in the AP Top 25 poll this week, pulling away now. Trying to move to 3-0 in the young season. Carson Ryan. Now they call Utah tight end U. Keithy has got 3 catches and a conversion. Loner a touchdown catch. Now Carson Ryan, a TD grab from Wilson. Freeman watches that go through the end zone for a touchback. Take a look at today's QB comparison, Turbo. Brought to you by Sonic Breakdown, these Signal College Forums.
Yeah, got a classic duel going on against these 2 quarterbacks. Bryson Barnes trying to get a little bit of a revenge. And Isaac Wilson said, hey, I am the future here at Utah. It's been a great battle between these 2. It's been exciting to watch.
Gotta think fans in Salt Lake City are breathing a sigh of relief, because Cam Rising, not sure when he's coming back. And now you got QB2, clearly a great future ahead for him. Bezant with a flag down, almost always a hold in that position.
Yeah, they're going to get Teague Anderson, the right guard, holding that time against Van Fillinger.
Holding, offense, number 54, 10-yard penalty.
That's right tackle Teague Anderson, sophomore.
Yeah, you're going to
High Utah.
Yeah, you're going to see Robert Briggs come around the corner, and there's a hole right there. Just got to let him go. Once he clears you, let the defender go and allow him to get in chase mode there, but don't want to start this drive backwards if you're Utah State. Still a lot of time in this football game. Got to answer.
Penalty stats huge. Face on not much. Fillinger got there first. And a tackle from Logan Fano as well. Defensive end for Utah.
I tell you what, Fillinger he's having a heck of a game. Got in the backfield a couple times, got a sack, blocked a field goal last week against Baylor that led to a touchdown. 40 career games here at Utah, and currently leading the Big 12 in sacks.
7 tackles Fillinger today, and a TFL in the mix. Here's Barnes. Here comes some heat. The pump fake takes advantage of the defense, leaving its feet. And does zip ahead for a couple. Gain of 8 officially for Bryson Barnes.
Nice job by Barnes, just finding some space and getting positive yards, putting Utah State in the third and manageable here.
Aggies have got to have this one. Now it's a 2-score game.
Jalen Royals got injured early in this game. Keep that in mind. What other playmakers are going to step up in these third down situational moments?
He has not returned since the injury. Good point. Third down, he throws. Fano got the pressure and ran into Barnes. And the ball goes into the dirt.
That time Logan Fano just pushed Cole Moats, the left tackle, into Bryson Barnes, a bull rush. And I think they should punt in this situation. And here comes the punt team. You're too far into your own territory, Dave, to go for it.
2-score game
in this situation. Absolutely.
They thought about it for a moment. Kotzen Lee punting to Rashawn Glover, sophomore from Roseburg, Texas. Trinity Valley JC transfer. Timeout before a delayed game. Called by Utah State.
I don't agree with that.
Timeout.
I would have just took the delayed game. You're putting anyway. Keep all your timeouts here in the second half in case you do have a comeback here in this fourth quarter.
Well, Nate Dreiling is 33 years old. The interim coach here in Logan is the youngest coach of the FBS by quite a few years, actually. Kyle Whittingham, year 20, the Ute coach legend. Coached there a long time after playing at BYU. And now the all-time wins leader in Ute history. Has done an incredible job. As he told us this week, I love the state of Utah, love Salt Lake City, love to ski in the offseason.
Says an avid skier.
Great place to raise a family. I'm not going anywhere. He said to us, I've had lots of chances to move on to other programs, the NFL, never wanted to.
I had my
Ute fans are glad to hear that for sure.
Absolutely.
Glover watches that go through.
I had my one snowboarding opportunity. I'll tell you after the break.
I'm guessing it didn't go well.
It did not go well.
Just a guess. Timeout in Logan.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Acura. Precision crafted performance. By the all-new Sonic Smasher. Live free, eat Sonic. And by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Great scene today here in Logan, meeting number 113 between these two rivals. Austin Ryan, how about that stretched one-handed touchdown grab for the UCLA transfer? That was spectacular. Most played series in Utah State history. 8th most played series in the West. Great rivalry here. Utah wants to put this one away. Wilson.
Same play. Same play.
Doesn't go anywhere this time. John Miller got there. A 1-yard gain. Back down to Tina.
When Utah State's offense came off the field earlier, and that last hit on Bryson Barnes, he did a little something to his right arm. So I followed him. He went right over to trainers. Now they were just checking the right arm. It seemed to be more towards the forearm. He was bleeding in a spot on his forearm, and then he got up and he was throwing the ball around, trying to warm up that arm again. Now I just checked on him. He's checking over those iPads. No word of his status, but it does look like he'll be back in. We'll see, guys.
That's good news. Jalen Wells has not returned. Tina, that's bad news. On a bounce and incomplete for Parks at about the 36. Coverage from Avante Dickerson. Both Mitchell and Mekhi Bernard, partner, have exactly 12 carries each. 165 yards and a touchdown between them. Run game has been impressive. I mean, for me, I am just blown away by Wilson's poise and throwing ability in this game today.
Yeah, and I just noticed that Brant Kuithe just jogged back onto the field into the huddle from the sideline. This is a critical third down hill as they try to put this game away. Watch out for number 80, Brant Kuithe, on this play.
Aggies really need to stop here. Wilson, here comes some pressure. Hit as he throws. And Inguez with all kinds of heat. And the pass to the 40-yard line's incomplete. Good coverage again from Dickerson. Trying there for Dorian Singer. Punt time for Utah.
Utah State getting some pressure on the quarterback. A big-time 3-and-out to get their offense the ball here with still plenty of time in this fourth quarter to be able to make enough plays to try to make this a one-score game.
Freeman to receive the Bowmeister punt. Plenty of time for the Aggies. Freeman wants the fair catch and makes it at about the 29. That's where Utah State takes over. Must-do time for the Aggies. 41-yard punt from Bowmeister. Aggies ball next. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, built by the Home Depot. 2-score game for Utah. Team picked to win the Big 12 of the preseason poll in its first season. That's impressive in the brand new 16-team Big 12. Keys to the game. Turbo brought to you by Acura. What do you see here?
Yeah, Utah needed to dominate the run game. They're out rushing Utah State so far in this game. They wanted at least 3 takeaways. They've got 2. Win situational moments. Utah State not good on third downs, but great on fourth down in this game so far, and stealing extra possessions. They got an interception and a fourth down stop. It's been good, not great, and that's why they're down 14 points.
Plenty of time here from Maverick Stadium. Sold out today. Two rivals separated by 82 miles. Barnes play fake. Got time, delivers on the near side. Tia's got it. Hit there by Alakai Gilman. Gain of 4. Gilman had a targeting call at the very end of the first half last week at home against Baylor.
Nice to see Bryson Barnes back in the game, by the way. Being shaken up in that last drive.
Right, important. Play fake again. Barnes over the middle, dangerous pass. Tia sideline had a step. Well, Gilman had more than that. Was by himself, but Barnes and Otto Tia cannot connect on the deep ball.
How about number 57, Keanu Tanuvasa, getting some pressure that time and forcing the overthrow from Bryson Barnes.
No Royals really changes the game, doesn't it? Game breaker.
Forces other guys to have to step up in these critical moments and situations throughout the ball game.
That's where we want right here. Third down. Base on. Stops.
Well, they ran the football that time on third down. I think that's an indicator that they're going to go for it here on fourth. I think it's a good situation. Just over 8 minutes left to go in this football game. Time is of the essence. You got to do something to try to keep these drives moving.
Tackle, Jonathan Hall. Fourth down, got to have it for Utah State. Barnes, time, Barnes, Hystera, it's incomplete. Not close, and Utah gets it back.
This is something we haven't really seen from Bryson Barnes in this football game. He's got a clean pocket, he's got time, and just overthrows his receiver, Jack Hystera. And for the most part, he's been pretty accurate throughout this ball game. And an overthrow in a critical moment of the game in that situation. taking a look at his forearm again. Bryson Barnes.
It's going to be tough to watch the film back and think about the chances he had to beat his former teammates. I mean, 4 years as Utah Ute, now the Aggies QB.
So Utah's it's going to be all about ball control now in this situation. They're going to run the football with their 2 good backs.
Mitchell, one of the 2. On cue, gets it. Powers through. Stop made by Clyde Washington, the Purdue transfer for Utah State. Bernard's day, really good for Utah, partner.
Michael Bernard, you know, we were wondering if he was going to be able to carry the momentum of the success he had last week against Baylor, and he's done so in an excellent way in today's ball game against Utah State. He's been consistent, and when they need a big play or a spark, he's consistently come through for this Utah offense. A great day for Micah Bernard.
He's run for 102, Mitchell for 68. 25 carries between them. That's good production. Here's Mitchell again, right between the tackles. Bounces off a hit, keeps on trucking. Ross May does make the tackle eventually for Utah State. It's a Utah first down.
There it is. They're just going to come downhill. Utah, with this offense and this run game, they're going to control the clock now, knowing that they have the advantage. Up 14 points. The clock is their friend in this situation. They're not going to rush. And they've got 2 guys that have been highly impactful in this football game, Micah Bernard and Mike Mitchell, and they're going to lean on this 1-2 punch to finish out this ball game.
Look at the depth with Bernard here. You just know he's getting it. Up the middle again. Iniguez. Involved in the tackle, along with Jaden Francois, the nickel back for Utah State. Gain is 7, though. You're right, partner. They're just going to try to go right at Utah State's interior.
Yep, no rush.
Use the clock and put this game on ice.
Absolutely. A mono-e-mono type situation. And these are the situations, honestly, Dave, Utah loves. I mean, they love playing this type of style of football where they get to impose their will and be physical. It's like, listen, you know we're going to run, we know we're going to run, but can you stop us? And that's the situation that they're in right now.
208 rushing yards in the game for the Utes. Looking for more here. Micah Bernard dancing through traffic. Washington got a piece of him, but he does get another first down to the 10. A lot of conferences for Utah over the years, including the Mountain West. Went off to the Pac-12. Year 1 records, about to go 3-0 in year 1. As we said, picked to win the Big 12.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. We talked to Kyle Whittingham. He said, hey, when we went from the Mountain West to the Pac-12, you know, it felt like the institution, we needed upgrades. We needed better facilities. We needed to upgrade our roster. And they did so. But when they went from the Pac-12 to the Big 12 this year, they felt like they were right in line to be able to compete with all those teams in the conference.
Right at the 10, first and goal. Hits Bernard again. Same play. Bernard runs over tacklers. Vincent finally does make the play defensively for Utah State. All the way to about the 1.5. Give Bernard 9 more Ute yards.
You know, in this situation, as Utah State brings in their heavy personnel to try to stop this run, they have to be attacking the football right here. They've got to be intentional about punching it out, stripping it from the running backs as best they can to try to force a turnover in this situation.
4th career 100-yard rushing game for Micah Bernard. He stays out there. Gets it again and gets into trouble. He was hit right away. Washington's had a really nice game today for Utah State.
Well, he's going to read this and shoot the gap that time. A little bit of a slip by number 19, Calderella, for Utah. And that might have been his responsibility on the block, but Washington there downhill to get the block.
Sets up 3rd and goal, loss of 2 that time for Bernard.
Yeah, I think if Utah doesn't get this first down, if they don't convert here, if they don't score, I think they kick the field goal and force a 3-possession game.
Shotgun look for Wilson. Bernard again. Lunging, twisting, turning, stopped just short.
Oh. That might change the mind of
line.
That might change Coach Whittingham's mind. He got just right there at the goal line. And we're going to get a stoppage in play here. They may take a look at this.
Timeout, Utah State. Please set the game clock.
That was awfully close. Is there a contact point down before the ball?
Well, let's see if that right knee gets down.
Here, or the backside. Oh, he might be in there.
This might be another bad timeout called right here by Utah State, giving the referees the potential to look at this. He's down there. I think he's in.
There is not an official review at the moment.
Down.
Where's the ball?
Down.
Oh, it's close.
Oh.
Okay, maybe just shy. I think that is actually a good call. From that angle, great look.
That's a great angle.
Awesome crew. It was really close though, partner.
That's extremely close.
They're breaking the plane, which is all you got to do before any contact point is down.
Coach Whittingham is talking to the referees right now.
Utes 1 for 2, fourth down try so far today. 8:34 to go, frozen fourth quarter clock.
The previous play, if the runner made the end zone, is under review.
All right. We'll take some more looks, Turbo.
Yeah.
I mean, my first thought was
close.
he was in.
I think when his hip hits the ground, the ball is on the white. And if the ball is on the white,
he's in.
That's a score. Right?
Here's the ball.
There.
Oh, that's close.
Boom. Ooh. I think this play's gonna stand. From that angle right there, it's gonna stand. He's gonna be short. That last look, he was just shy. Just shy.
Man, that's close.
But this is 2 weeks in a row now that Mekhi Bernard is looking to put the game away against the opposing team.
Last year, another long injury-ridden season for him. He thought about leaving football.
He did. He did.
Played in the bowl game at the end to prove that he could still get out there and do it for the Northwestern. Here comes the call.
Yeah,
sure.
I thought so.
All right, now it's official. So what do you do here for Coach Whittingham?
I would kick the field goal to go up 3 possessions, but you can definitely, because you're so close, put the dagger in by going for it here on 4th down. But looks like Coach Whittingham agrees with me in this situation.
Cole Becker, senior, Roseville, California. And the Colorado transfer. This is a chip shot by definition from 18.
Here.
To expand the lead for the Utes. No problem. And the lead balloons to 17. So even though Utah did beat Baylor last week, as we talked about, that did not count as a Big 12 game because it had been scheduled before realignment. But next week in Stillwater against the Pokes, it will in fact count as a Big 12 game. I mean, the new alignment. Some amazing matchups. Coming up next, catch up on all the highlights from around the gridiron. Inside College Football breaks down all the action here on CBS Sports Network. Can you figure Notre Dame losing to Northern Illinois and then just pounding Purdue? 66-7 was the final, by the way, Turbo, in that game.
Yo, they must have gone home after that football game, and Coach made sure he let them know how unhappy he was about the result, and they came out on fire against Purdue.
Well, yeah, he's had a 14-3 lead. Since then, Utah's outscored USU 35-7. Through the end zone for another touchback. And the Aggies get it at the 25. We switch to easy mode for the Geico Play of the Game Turbo.
Bryson Barnes is going to find one of the best playmakers in the country, Jalen Royals, with the one-handed snag down the sideline. Really got Utah State going in this football game after this play. It's a shame that he's not able to finish the ball game as we have a new quarterback in.
Jacob Conover is going to take over. Yep. Brock Lane, the shovel pass. That is a forward pass. He's got it. Conover, the 6'1", 200-pound grad student, but he's a junior, eligibility-wise, out of Chandler, Arizona. Transfer from BYU and Arizona State. A four-star high school recruit. First at BYU. Not a lot of time there. 3 years, 5 games. 2021, he played at Arizona State. Tia on a bounce, it's incomplete. So we thought that might happen. Conover could be QB2 based on Spencer Petras, the Iowa transfer. Turbo having the sprained ankle against Robert Morris. They want to save him for one more week.
Yeah, and also they want to keep Bryson Barnes safe in this game. Is out of reach, obviously. And no need to have Bryson out there. He's shown that he can play. And he's out of this game to keep him sort of safe for the rest of this one.
First snaps of the year for Conover. Lane's got another catch. Brock Lane offended. At the 45.
How about Brock Lane?
From Teo Johnson, and Lane picks up some much-needed yardage for Utah State. Looks like he's shaking up after the hit.
Watch Brock Lane get a block from the referee right here. Boom! Brings him there forward for some extra for some extra yardage. Good play there to get the first down.
12th offensive player for a moment there. Part of play, right? It happens.
It happens. It happens.
Gain of 18 for Utah State. Conover will finish the game here. Fillinger almost had the deflection and pick six. He's a fantastic athlete, defensive end, who led the Big 12 in sacks entering play here today.
You're just not going to have success against Utah playing lateral football, going side to side. They're too big, they're too fast, and too athletic. And Fillinger with a nice play that time.
Faison breaks a tackle. Russell Faison on his feet. Big pickup for Utah State. Dropped out of bounds by Elijah Davis.
See the difference there, Dave? Downhill, nice move right there to be able to get some space, get to the outside. But when you attack downhill, you put yourself in position to have more success. Utah State still battling late in this football game.
2-minute timeout. A DNP for that guy, Captain Cam. And Rising, quarterback for Utah, injured middle and ring finger on his throwing hand last week against Baylor. Did not play here today. Utah against Oklahoma State on the road in Stillwater. All fans in Salt Lake City expect Rising to play next week. They wanted to hold him out one more week after the injured hand against the Bears last week. Brand new look, Big 12 expanded this year.
Big time matchup for Utah, obviously favored in the Big 12.
It's quite a schedule.
Oklahoma State might have something to say about that on their home turf.
Will they ever? After the 2-minute timeout. Not much doing there for QB2 today and Jacob Conover. Faison's over 100 yards, by the way. 18 carries, 113 for Russell today.
How about Keanu Tanuvasa getting in the backfield and making it uncomfortable for those guys in that ball handling situation.
Loss of 3. Conover in trouble. And in the arms of Tanuvasa, a sophomore from Mission Viejo, California.
There he is again.
Yeah, he's been everywhere, omnipresent today. Defensive front, such a big advantage for Utah entering play today in that matchup.
Yeah, watch Tanuvasa take on 2 blockers. and just beast his way into the backfield for a sack.
Stadium was about 70-30 for Utah State to Utah fans, but most of the Utah fans are still here, and they gave out quite a roar on the big play for Keanu Tanavasa a moment ago. 301 pounds of power up front. The right defensive tackle for Utah. Is that a big game today? Faison adds to the 100-plus yard game with a couple there for Utah State. Time ticking away on meeting 113 between these rivals. First time Utah State hosting the Utes since 2012. That was an overtime win, 27-20 for Utah State. Snapped a 12-game Aggie losing streak to the Utes. It's about to be 15 of 16 wins head-to-head for Utah over Utah State.
You know, you never told me whether or not you were a snowboarder or a skier, Dave.
Neither nor. You don't want to see me on a snowboard or on skis. It's bad. Conover. Here comes some pressure. And Hall's got him. Jonathan Hall's had a big game. That was on 4th down. It's a gain of 4. One more knee for the Utes, and this one is in the books.
Well, you've got to love how Utah responded after being down 14-3 in this ball game. And especially from their true freshman, Isaac Wilson. I mean, he started dicing this defense up at the start of that second quarter, but especially in the second half. This is a good, solid win for Utah.
Isaac Wilson said after the second half last week against Baylor, I got to be cool, calm, and collected, go through my progressions, make my throws. I'll be better next week after. I mean, it was a winning effort against Baylor last week in relief of Rising. He was great today, I thought. The freshman makes a name for himself for Utah. And meeting 113 go to the Utes. 12th ranked Utah. Off to a 3-0 start. They take care of the Beehive State battle here today in Logan.
You know, even though this is a rivalry, Dave, I have to admit, there's just a lot of respect between these two teams and these two institutions. Obviously, Utah State has had a lot of change this offseason. Utah has been great.
Down to Tina with Coach Whittingham.
Thank you so much, Coach Whittingham. This was the first time your team trailed this season. What did you like about the way they fought back, even when Utah State wouldn't go away?
Yeah, I thought Utah State did a great job, particularly early in the game. They were ready to play, more ready than we were at that point. Fortunately, we got things turned around. We started to play with a little more passion, a little more energy. Offense started to get in high gear. Defense started to get stops. And but they never went away. That's a well-coached football team, and they're a bunch of tough kids.
What's your evaluation of Isaac Wilson in his first collegiate start?
I thought he did a nice job. He certainly improved on his last two performances, and I haven't seen his numbers yet. But for the most part, did a good job taking care of the football, and it was good to get him that experience.
Coach, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you, Dave.
Tina, Coach Whittingham, thanks so much. Win 165 for Kyle Whittingham, who's now 8-1 in his career head-to-head with Utah State. For Robert Turner, Tina Sebastian, the entire crew, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from Logan. It's been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Now, we'll send it to the New York studios. So long from Logan. Battle for the brothers. This year goes to Utah.